Hey, how you doing?
Oh, great, thank you.
You know,
Newsroom with news every half hour and when it breaks on FM 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. Ivy League suit.
It's the Ralph Bailey Show on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
Now make sure you leave the house when you make the call. You understand me? You hear me? Call from an outside line. I mean it.
Call in or text to 661-842-KERN. That's 661-842-5376. Listen live at KERNradio.com. Now, the host you've been waiting all day for. Live from the KERN studio, here's Ralph Bailey.
hi everybody, and a very pleasant good afternoon to you, wherever you may be, however you may be listening, however you may be viewing. For those subscribing on YouTube, it's the Ralph Bailey Show on a Thursday, 11th day of December, on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN, where we're streaming live at KERNradio.com. We got a great show today. Feeling a little bit better. Had a rough night's sleep, but I've got my Monster tea, and my voice isn't at its best, but the show must go on. BCHS is going for its second state title tomorrow, 4 p.m. at Saddleback College, taking on St. Mary's. We're going to talk with their head coach, Darren Carr, at the bottom of the hour. It's a Thursday, so Mike Turnipseed will be here at 4 o'clock, Daniel Petrie at 4:30. And I've got some miscellaneous news and notes to get to. Let's play that audio from Michael Virgil's attorney, Michael Virgil, better known as the 33 cocktail guy, whose family I think is going to own Royal Caribbean when this wrongful death suit is finally settled. They shot him up with drugs. They used 2 different canisters of pepper spray, and they overserved him. Yeah, I remember we got into it with Howard yesterday about personal responsibility, but legally, restaurants and bars and Royal Caribbean cruises are not allowed to overserve you. I remember back, and I can't read my own writing. Off-duty pile. I cannot read my writing. Off-duty. Do you have the?
I'm trying to read it as well.
Look at 518. What does that say?
Off-duty
Pile, Texas
police?
to turn off. Oh, off-duty pilot.
Pilot.
Have you seen that story?
Oh, the one you sent me. The
Yeah.
Alaska pilot.
Have you seen that?
Yeah.
This off-duty pilot, who I guess when you're not working as later, dude, when you're not working as a pilot, you can sit in the jump seat and fly for free to wherever you're going. And this guy told the cops after they arrested him, after he tried to turn off the engines on a Horizon flight, and we've got the audio of the pilots being like, what's going on? What are you doing? What are you doing? And they have to, take this guy down. And I think in the package you hear him talking to the cops. I'm not sure.
I believe so because I remember the video of him in the back of the police car.
Yeah, where they asked him, "What the hell's going on, dude?" And he
Are
said,
you
"Well,
trying to kill yourself or
yeah."
something?
He said, "I'm having a nervous breakdown. I don't know what's going on." And it's just a crazy, crazy story. We'll get into that. And who you got, Chris Burdick? I'll give you a minute.
Tonight?
Times Person of the Year.
Oh. The last couple have been interesting.
I'd like to nominate Jasmine Crockett.
Oh.
No, I'm kidding. Who's some of the audio I'm going to play today. It's just incredible, this woman.
Did they announce the winner already?
Yes.
Okay.
Would you like to know?
I'm trying to think of the last couple that they've had. I know it's been.
Well, last year, you know who it was last year, don't you?
It was because that was
Don't overthink it. 2024. Who was
Trump?
Yeah, Donald J. Then the year before that, I believe it was Mrs. Kelsey.
yes, Mama Kelsey.
Not Donna, but Taylor Swift. And the year before that, it was Zelensky.
I can't think of anybody right now that we could just throw into that seat.
You know, I nominate Shohei.
I was just thinking that.
I mean,
the season he had and everything going
dude
on.
playing Little League Baseball on the Major League level. You kidding me? Pitching, hitting home runs, stealing bases. And everybody loves this guy. I saw this tribute to him. I'm not going to play it. I have it. Where guys in the league just love this guy. And you know where he gained mad respect? Against the Padres.
Oh, and he told them not to
Yes.
attack. Yeah, no, I agree with that.
And I was talking to a buddy of mine about that. And I said, well, I was pissed because I thought we should have put it in somebody's neck. They threw at Shohei. We hit somebody. And so the next inning, they threw at Shohei.
I remember correct. You
hit him
guys
in the
were
back.
throwing at each other all weekend. Like it was like 4 or 5 guys who got beat with balls.
And as Shohei was walking up to first base, he just held up his hand and said, no, let's don't do this. Let's don't do this. And then they changed pitchers, and he walked over to the Padre dugout and started talking to the Padres a little bit. And that just gained him mad respect. Now, it pissed me off personally. You know me. I was like, put one in Machado's neck. You kidding me? You don't go after our star. It's like hockey. Gretzky had a enforcer.
Yeah.
Damn right. You touch Wayne Gretzky, we go throw fists. And that's why the Dodgers have to protect our boy. And you throw at our guy. You know what I'm really nervous about though? The world, what is this world thing called?
Oh, the World Baseball Classic?
Yeah, don't worry about that. Because all of our guys are going to play. Sasaki,
A lot of these guys are going to
Yamamoto.
play this year.
Yeah. I don't know. So feel free to call us 842-537-6842 KER. And who you got for Times Man of the Year? They declared it was AI inventors.
Really?
I know. That's what I said.
Can we not glorify this?
I mean, there's reason to. It's definitely changed the world.
Yeah, but we're headed towards a really dangerous area if we don't get a handle of this.
What, you see Terminator occurring?
No, not
Or
that one.
iRobot?
No,
Or not iRobot. What was the Will Smith movie?
iRobot.
Is it iRobot?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm more thinking just people using it to get other people in trouble. I mean, using it to steal from each other. This stuff is getting way too
Yeah,
close.
there's part of it that I don't like. I was going to play this audio that I found that it was AI driven, where it's an image of John Kennedy in Dealey Plaza
right.
saying, the bullet didn't hit me from behind. It hit me from the grassy knoll. And I'm like, God, that is so dangerous.
That's what I'm saying. And the level of misinformation that's going to come from all this and the confusion of younger kids who don't know any better, like we're really headed towards a dangerous area. And I don't think people really are taking that seriously.
Yeah, I agree. And as I predicted, the grand jury has rejected a third attempt to indict Letitia James. Now, you can claim that I'm a Letitia James fan if you want. I'm not. But I told you, she's going to be a superstar now. The Trump administration has catapulted her. She's going to be a martyr. I mean, the woman campaigned before she got elected Attorney General of New York that she was going to get Trump. And now Trump tried to get her and failed. And she's going to run around New York. Hell, she might take on Huckel and try to win the Democratic nomination away from the incumbent governor and take on Elise Stefanik, the Republican. They're going to make this woman a martyr, if you ask me. And we've got 20 days until the Obama subsidies expire. Excuse me. This is going to be a huge mistake on the Republicans' part, I'm telling you. If these subsidies expire and millions of Americans fall off the rolls and simply can't afford health care anymore, whose door do you think they're going to put this on? And Congressman Valadao, much to no one's surprise, was one of 11 Congress members who signed a discharge petition to extend the ACA subsidies and get it on the floor. Although Mike Johnson's the last thing the speaker wants is to have a vote on this thing. But I can't see the Republicans allowing this thing to expire. Now, they don't have to capitulate to the Democrats and extend it for another 3 years. That's what Democrats want. That's what Hakeem Jeffries wants. But give it a year. And then, as has been the case since 14, the Republicans have to come up with a solution, an alternative. And that's been the biggest. I just can't even think straight. I really can't. My thoughts are just like everywhere. But that's been the biggest problem with healthcare and the Republican Party, that they've been trying to kill Obamacare since it rolled out, and yet they don't have an alternative for it. But it is what it is. And Sharon Moore, have you seen this? Oh, this guy is a piece of work. Did you hear the whole OnlyFans thing?
Oh, there's an OnlyFans thing now.
Yes. The arrest. You guys are just gonna have to work with me because my nose is running all. I couldn't get any sleep last night because I had. Don't you hate the word snot?
Yeah.
You can come up with a better word for liquid that comes out of your
Mucus
nose
is the
than
only other
snot.
one, and that's just as bad.
Hang on a second.
You do. Gross.
Yeah, but I had snot coming down my face all night long, and
True.
I just drives me nuts, and I just couldn't get any freaking sleep. But Sharon Moore, the reason he's in jail is because he went to one of some woman's home, tried to break in and assault her. He has lost his ever-loving mind, and they're saying that this has been going on for months, that there have been signs. That's what started the investigation, that the coaches were like, what is wrong? What's going on with him? And it's just a whole thing we'll get into after the break. Let's go ahead and take our first time out of the day. We'll come back. A memorial just got underway, top of the hour, 3 o'clock, for Karen Robles. She was the woman that was murdered in her own home in front of her own children. Manuel Robles was arrested and has been charged with first-degree murder. We'll unpack that for you. And we're really excited to talk to Coach Darren Carr, 3:30. Taking on St. Mary's tomorrow for his second state championship. And I'd love to do some research. How many coaches in the Central Valley have won state championships in 2 different divisions? BCH is a small school like the one I attended, and then they bumped him up to a higher division. And, of course, we're going to play the podcast of his brothers, giving him some love. I want him to hear that. I know he already has, but I want him to hear it on the air. We'll do all of that. It's the Ralph Bailey Show on a Thursday, on a cold, another chilly Thursday afternoon, right here on Newstalk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN, where we're streaming live at kernradio.com.
News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. Start your day right. First Look with Scott Cox, 6 to 9 a.m.
On the Friday edition of the First Look program, the continued search for a chief of police right here, guys. There's a family whose husband died on a cruise ship after drinking 33 cocktails. We've got news, traffic, weather. It's all happening 6 to 9 a.m. right here at News Talk 96.1 and streaming live on the interwebs at kernradio.com.
First Look with Scott Cox, 6 to 9 a.m. News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
King Door Company continues to set the standard in the garage door industry, and I'm here to tell you a few of the reasons why. First off, King Door carries Clopay garage panels and LiftMaster openers, so you're guaranteed quality and reliability well beyond the reach of most garage door companies, and it just gets better from there. King Door has a fleet of fully stocked service trucks with all the parts and tools to handle any job quickly and efficiently, and those trucks are manned by the most knowledgeable technicians anywhere. They have all the technical expertise imaginable and the most up-to-the-minute training available. In fact, King Door is so committed to training that they have the King Door Academy, a full-size, state-of-the-art classroom right on the premises with all the latest teaching aids, including working garage doors to simulate any installation, repair, or technique. Your garage door is a very important part of the safety, security, and look of your home, so don't trust it to anyone but King Door Company. Call them today at 397-2744, stop by the showroom at 7450 District Boulevard, or check them out online at kingdoor.com. King Door Company, your company with the pride of a lion. Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at radiodirect.com/privacy. Texting enrolls for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply. Reply stop to opt out. Text help for help. Consult a doctor prior to use.
Wow, you look amazing. What have you been doing?
You've heard of Ozempic, Wegovy, and the other GLP-1 medications that are all over the news, right? Well, I found this great company called Zelfie, and if you qualify, you can get medications like Ozempic and Wegovy and other GLP-1s at 80 to 90% savings without insurance, all 100% online.
Wait, I can get GLP-1 medications for 80 to 90% less and do it all online? No long wait at the doctor's office or pharmacy?
Yes, Zelfie can provide semaglutide and tirzepatide, the active ingredients in Ozempic and other expensive GLP-1s, for 80 to 90% less and shipped direct to your door.
Amazing. How do I get started?
Just send them a text.
Text SLIM to 797979 to get started today with Zelfie. Get the same active ingredients in Wegovy or Ozempic for 80 to 90% less, 100% online. Don't wait. Text SLIM to 797979 right now for your exclusive offer. Text SLIM to 797979. That's SLIM to 797979.
These statements and products have not been evaluated or approved by the FDA for weight loss.
Are the rising waters of expenses and debt threatening to drown you? Many people try to stay afloat by borrowing more money or using debt settlement programs, but those can take years. If you're trapped under credit card debt, medical bills, payday loans, or buy now, pay later plans, Chapter 7 bankruptcy could free you much sooner, in about 4 months and for a fraction of the cost. Stop the harassing calls and letters, rebuild your credit quickly, and clear the way for a fresh start. At Clean Slate BK Group, consumer Chapter 7 bankruptcies are all we do. We can help you erase credit card debt, medical bills, personal loans, even past due utility bills. Find out if you qualify at no cost and with no obligation. Go to csbk.com. This is an attorney advertisement. Your results may vary, and prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome. Clean Slate BK Group PC, located at 7 Penn Plaza, Suite 601, New York, 10001, is responsible for the content of this ad. For more information, visit csbk.com. That's csbk.com. Your clean slate starts here.
The Armstrong and Getty Show, weekdays noon to 2 on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. Now, back to the Ralph Bailey Show.
KERN. Curtis Mayfield. I think that's part of the score for. My brain is fried. What's the first R-rated movie I saw?
Oh, the
Superfly.
Yeah,
Superfly. I don't know why. As I mentioned, there's a memorial going on. It just started at 3:00 for Karen Robles. She is, again, the woman that was murdered in her own home in front of her own children. It's being put on at the Bakersfield Association of Realtors. If you want to try to beat it over there, 2300 Bahamas Drive. Meantime, as we played yesterday, Greg Terry was on Channel 17 on, I think, Tuesday. Today's Thursday, I think Tuesday or Wednesday morning. and was asked, because part of the problem with this, as far as I see it, is that police went to the home multiple times. I don't know what what's multiple, 7, 8, 6, 5. I mean, a couple is 2, a few is what, 3 or 4. So I'm assuming multiple or 5, 6, 7 times, and yet nothing was done. Chief Terry, who's resigning in April, discussed that on 17.
It's not uncommon, unfortunately, for domestic violence type incidents or that are occurring within a family dynamic for us to get lots of calls there. And so I don't know the specifics of this case in particular, but it is not uncommon for us to repeatedly go to these homes. But it requires people being willing to take advantage of resources. It requires them being willing to acknowledge what is going on and report things to us. And those are difficult things for victims, and those are difficult things for family members at times. And so we may go to a house repeatedly for a variety of things, but if people don't tell us what's going on, there's no way for us to know. And so that's why my message is, when these kinds of things are going on, you don't have to call the police. We encourage you to, but there are also a lot of resources that are available to prevent domestic violence from escalating to something like we saw there.
I just absolutely disagree. I mean, the Open Door Network is available, and you can call there, and they provide comfort. And one of the things that Lauren Skidmore and Eileen Parr has told us, they go to court with these people. They don't have any, adversarial role. They just go to provide comfort for them. But if you've got an out-of-control husband who's drinking and putting his hands on you, the police are the only ones that can step in. And the fact that they were there multiple times, it did nothing. And do you guys believe, and I'm not trying to call Terry a liar, I'm really not. It's actually the opposite. I'm calling him kind of, I don't know if negligent is a good word to use. I don't want to castigate our police chief, but he said he didn't know the facts of this case. Really? You're the police chief, and a woman gets murdered with an AR-15 in her home in front of her children, and you didn't take a look at the file? Knowing that you're going on television, knowing that you're the police chief, that screw the PIO, that you're the spokesman for the police department, and you don't know the facts of the case? Again, I don't come on here and call people liars unless I know they are, but I find that hard to believe. And if in fact that's the truth, you should retire, chief. A high-profile case like this that you know the media is going to be all over, a mother gets murdered in front of her 2 children, and you don't know the facts of the case, what are you doing? What are you doing? You just kind of oversee and don't really get involved in cases? Well, then maybe it's time. Bye-bye. Maybe it is time. And it's just another police chief who put in this 25, 30 years. They get in when they're 20, 22, 25, and by 50, 55, they're on our teeth for the rest of their lives. It's Bill Rector now, who's roughly my age, if not a little younger, my good friend Greg Williamson, and now Greg Terry and Lyle Martin. 4 different police chiefs who are in the prime of their lives that have at least 20 more years of life. They don't get hit by a bus, and we are paying their salaries. What is it, 150 to 200 grand for the rest of their lives? And our current police chief, in one of the most high-profile cases in the last couple of months, a mother getting murdered in her living room after her son wrestles away a handgun from the father. Then the father picks up an AR-15 and kills the woman. But I don't know the facts of the case. I'm just the police chief. What do I know? Okay. Meantime, we do have more information. I have a couple of minutes before we go to a decent coach to talk about an indecent coach in Sharon Moore. You guys probably know by now, 39-year-old head coach who took over after Jim Harbaugh went to Inglewood after a national championship, was having an affair with one of his assistants who he promoted to executive assistant, doubled her salary, but that's just the tip of the iceberg. Apparently, this guy is an OnlyFans freak. In fact, the New York Post quoted someone close to the situation hang on a second, I've got it somewhere. No, I guess I don't. Who claimed this guy had been stalking this girl who he allegedly attacked. That's why he's in jail as we speak. And then we find out he was in custody and being investigated by police after news of his firing from the University of Michigan football coach position surfaced. Moore remains in custody, where Bacon says he's in protective custody surrounded by mental health professionals. Listen to this. Back in the day, he went to a Diddy party. How do we know that? Social media. He posted it. What a great week in Paris. This is Moore talking. Such a blessing to be a part of the Michigan family. Off to the villa for the weekend to enjoy the Kentucky Derby festivities, hosted by Diddy tonight to start it off. He wrote on May 4th, 2018. Moore went to the party at the Louisville Palace Hotel, which reportedly boasted themed VIP rooms, craft cocktails, and private concerts by Diddy himself until 4 a.m. The event was held before Diddy's debaucherous white parties became publicly synonymous with drug-fueled orgies and alleged sex abuse. And, as I said at the very top of the show, he apparently has a thing for OnlyFans models, where the girl that he allegedly attacked, he was stalking, and it's all over his accounts. And, of course, he's married with 3 children. And the reason that he's being watched is they think he attempted suicide or was talking about killing himself because his career is over, his family life is over, he's a pariah, and he's probably going to jail. We're going to talk to a really good coach. Darren Carr joins us next.
News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
Combat drug trafficking. Kilmar Abrego Garcia has been released from an immigration detention center in Pennsylvania following 46 points. The NASDAQ dropped 60. More details at SONnews.com.
News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. From the KERN Newsroom, your live and local news update on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
I'm Chris Davis. A fatal wreck in the Rosamond area. The Highway Patrol says a person died Wednesday afternoon about 3:30 when a Honda Pilot and a Jeep crashed on West Avenue A and 70th Street West. The name of the person killed has not been made public. The mayor of Cal City, Marquette Hawkins, says the anonymous person accusing him of corruption on social media, saying he benefits from the choice of an energy company, has not made a case for that. Hawkins tells Bakersfield Now you can't just say something like that and have insufficient evidence to prove the point. Arvin is looking for a new police chief. The former chief of Delano has been recruited to help with the search. They've had 4 chiefs in 10 years. They are also short about 5 officers. I'm Chris Davis in the KERN Newsroom with news every half hour and when it breaks on FM 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
It's that man again, Ralph Bailey for Sangera Subaru with an announcement. It's time again for the 2025 Subaru Share the Love event. Buy or lease a new Subaru through January 2nd and a donation of $325 will be made by Subaru to your choice of 4 national charities like Make-A-Wish, Meals on Wheels, the ASPCA, and National Forest Service, or local charities out of Flight Kern County, Global Family, and the Daughter Project. Right now, at Sangera Subaru, you can lease a 2025 Outback Premium CVT for only $239 per month for 36 months and $4,800 due at signing. You get a new car plus donate to charity. It's an absolute win-win. Don't miss the Subaru Share the Love event going on now at Sangera Subaru in the Bakersfield Auto Mall.
Through January 2nd, 2026. Lease 2025 Outback Premium CVT model code SDD-11 for only $239 a month on a 36-month lease. $4,800 due at lease signing plus tax and license. 0 security deposit. 10,000 mile year limit. 15 cents per mile overage. MSRP $36,506. VIN number S3331256.
On the next Armstrong and Getty show, are you familiar with the term slop, internet slop? Lazy, stupid, barely amusing stuff we scroll through. Are we turning our own lives into slop to post online? A disturbing question. We'll have the answer.
And if you're looking for something that'll make you throw up in your mouth a little bit, an influencer explains how to decolonize your Christmas on the next Armstrong and Getty show.
Weekdays noon to 2 on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. The Clay Travis and Buck Sexton Show, live 9 to noon. Now back to the Ralph Bailey Show on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
Watch on this heart of mine. I keep my eyes wide open all
We transition from a coach who has thrown his life away and is likely to end up in jail, Sharon Moore, to one of the finest gentlemen I've met and one of the best coaches in the Central Valley, vying for his second state championship in a decade. Head coach of the BCHS Eagles, Darren Carr, joins us. Coach, congratulations on yet another outstanding season.
Thank you so much, Ralph. I really appreciate the intro too, man. Thank you.
Before we get going, I want you to hear something. I'm sure you've heard it, but I want to play it for you nevertheless. Here we go.
Yeah.
Darren. Shout out to you, Darren. We love you, man.
Good job.
Speaking of Thanksgiving, speaking of football, you know who else I'm thankful for?
Who's that?
Our brother Darren.
Oh, yeah, me too.
All right. Now, look, you guys have been coaching together a long time.
10 years.
But you know the head coach gets all the credit.
Yeah.
So you know what we're going to do?
Yeah.
We're going to give Darren his credit.
That's right.
Brother, his 100th win.
Hey, man.
If you win these next 2 games, which would make you state champions,
Okay,
is Darren's 100th win.
How about that?
How many games have you guys lost in league play in the last 10 years?
One.
One loss.
Yeah, one game.
In any game. Yeah. That is insane dominance.
They ran Wildcat.
Hey, who has been the
entire
dominant team? Who has been the dominant team in Bakersfield for not Bakersfield Christian, but is it Liberty? Right?
Yeah.
They've been winning.
Yeah.
Who did you guys beat in the Valley Championship?
Just beat Liberty.
You just beat Liberty.
Yeah. For this little private school, this little Bakersfield Christian.
Now listen,
out over there.
I don't know if this is
Christian
propaganda or not, but if he's not coach of the year now,
well, he's definitely coach of the year.
Good grief.
Yeah, no, I'd give it to myself.
You guys are a D3 school? Are you D3 school?
D4.
D4?
Yeah.
It was D5 when I was there.
And we just started stacking wins, man.
Okay, and they moved you up to D1.
Yeah.
And
you
one
know what? They're like, we're gonna get rid of these kids.
Yeah.
We're gonna put them at D1.
We'll show them.
Yeah.
And you know what Darren did? He led them to a victory.
He did a great job
in the Valley Championship.
He's a leader of men.
He is a leader.
He's developing great young men.
Most importantly.
Yep. Most importantly.
He's
and
winning.
then the wins just kind of come as a.
And then he's developing young men.
That's right. Whatever.
Hey, Darren, shout out to you, bro.
Man.
For real, man. We are proud of you. You are one of the greatest coaches of the Central Valley of all time.
Yeah.
Literally. All time. State champion already. You've already
of a
been a state
decade
champion.
he's been there. Been a state champion.
Already a state champion. You've lost one league game since you've been there.
The whole time.
All right.
They keep changing leagues. They keep changing leagues on it.
Hey, keep throwing them up. Oh,
yeah.
Make them play these guys.
Sure.
You just keep dominating.
It's fine.
So shout out to you that you keep leading them. Shout out to you for against all odds. You guys go to D1, get your Valley Championship. Now go finish this thing off. Hey, and get the ball to Mike. Because my goodness, that guy's unbelievable.
Number 12.
All right. Get the ball to 12. Get it. You're running back.
Page,
Richland.
Get him
Dre.
Dre.
Got players everywhere. Arnaz playing fullback.
Yeah, he just does whatever our team needs.
Shout out to Bakersfield Christian Eagles.
Selfish kids.
That's pretty cool. I'm sure you've heard that.
Definitely have, man. They are some characters, man.
That's pretty cool.
It's very humbling to hear your brothers talk that way, man. So,
yeah, that is exciting. And I didn't know until I heard their podcast, 1 league defeat in your entire career. That is amazing.
Yeah, and I think that 1 league game sticks with me the most too. So I can forget about all the other ones, man, but that 1 loss, if you're worth anything as a coach, man, that upsets you a lot.
That's funny. That is funny.
Yeah.
How do you do it? How do you keep getting kids? How do you keep them motivated? It's remarkable. It really is.
I think, man, honestly, I think it's the way, just me personally, it's the way I think we treat the young men when they're here, right? I think people want to be here. I think when the parents come to meet me and the coaches and the staff and the administration, and they go through the process of trying to get here and they introduce themselves to us, they can talk to, 10 years of, kids that we've kind of come through this school. That's our reputation, right? It's not what I say on the radio. It's not what I say in the newspaper. Our reputation is how we treat these kids and how they project us into the community and how their parents can, talk about us in the community and stuff like that. So, and it's just the Lord too, man. Like the Lord will send them. We're going to work hard. We're not going to change, our target, and that's going up. And we're going to work hard, and we're going to push kids. And this is it's been a great year for us for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Are you kidding? Been a great decade. Let's name drop. They mentioned Mike. I know who he's talking about, but tell them who they're talking about. Name drop some other guys that have gotten you where you are.
Yeah, Mike Smith, man, number 12. Mike is a tremendous young man, great family, supportive mother. His family loves him. He's a fun kid to watch play football, that's for sure. And he's a kid that makes you coach, if that makes sense. Some coaches can just call some plays and they can pretend that they know. And Mike's a kid that wants answers to things. So if you don't have answers, man, he's gonna get you. He keeps me on my toes a lot. Yeah, I mean, there's just so many guys that name. Man, our offensive line's doing a great job. Our quarterback's doing a great job. Our young running backs, Paige and Richland, are doing a great job, 5 and 15. Defensively, we're doing probably the best we've done since we've been at the school. Just those guys. Arnez Lee is doing a great job, number 8. I think he's got 25 sacks. I think he's first in the state. Wow. That. So, yeah, he's just tremendous, man. All those guys are just great.
Yeah. All right, let's go back, and then we'll go forward to tomorrow. Tell us about La Habra.
Yeah, La Habra was a tough team, man. That quarterback, I mean, I used to watch, like, Lamar Jackson highlight videos on, like, Huddle of his high school film. I mean, this kid was, I'm not saying he's like that, but he made us feel like that.
Yeah.
We had to spy on that guy sometimes. We were definitely revolving our scheme around him, and he still got free and still made his yards and still scored touchdowns. So he was a tough young man to play against. And then just defensively, I tipped my hat to him, man. We were in the third, fourth quarter, something like that. I leaned to Dave. I'm like, hey, these guys play aggressive, huh? He goes, when they decide to go somewhere, it's aggressive and physical. So it was a tough fought football game. I mean, I knew our kids were ready for a battle like that. They've been showing it all year. It was a tough football team, man. Good team.
Yeah, thanks to Greg Carr at Hometown Sports, we were able to see some of the highlights. And you're right, that kid, their quarterback, God, he had to be their leading rusher that night. Good
for sure. Yeah, he's a fantastic kid. Great young man, too, after the game.
Yeah.
Very respectful, and it was great.
That's good to hear. Good to hear.
Yep.
All right, so tomorrow, it's all on the line. Yeah. St. Mary's at Saddleback College. Tell us, do you get film? Do you guys trade films? Do you get to look at
Yeah, so I mean, so it's an app called Huddle where all our film goes, which is a lot easier than when I first got into coaching. It was, hey, take a couple DVDs and drive it, and we'll meet halfway and drop them off, and maybe we'll get some food on the way back and waste your whole Saturday. So now it's all digital, which is great. But yeah, so it's kind of up to the coaches. We exchange at least one, have to do that, but I always do 3, and there's so many other avenues, and all the coaches know. We exchange 3. But there's NFHS, there's games on YouTube. There's
Max
you can find everybody's games if you want to find them. You know what I mean?
Max Preps gives you highlights and stuff as well.
Yeah. Exactly. Yep.
What do you know about
tomorrow, man? Yeah, but for tomorrow, it's kind of been a blessing in disguise. The last 3 weeks, Liberty, La Habra, and now this team we're facing tomorrow, St. Mary's. It's almost like the same type of scheme, same type of players. So it's just having a couple tweaks here and there, like schematically. You know what I mean? I mean, we'll have some certain plays on offense that are new, and certain things on defense that are a little bit different looks. But as a whole, it's kind of good for these 16-year-old kids to have consistency. So that's been good for us. Made our scheme and drawn things up, throughout the week a little easier. But again, a tough football team. Their offensive line is really solid. I think they got a 3-star left tackle that's looking to get after Arnez a little bit, and Arnez looking to get after him a little bit. So. Again, defensively, they play tough defense. They're aggressive. Cover 4 looks, cover 1, they'll play 0. So they give you a couple different looks that all look the same. And the quarterback's good. He's not scared to rip the ball in there in the holes and in the windows, and he runs their offense really well. And you can tell they're well coached, man. I mean, you really can. I think they've actually lost one league game also in the last 10 years. So it's going to be like looking in the mirror a little bit.
Yeah. How would you summarize this season?
Oh man,
looking back,
it's tough, man. It's I mean, that's one thing that keeps coming up in my brain, and it's just blessed and effort. I mean, blessed in the part that just seeing God's hand in everything, and what we've been doing, and the effort that the kids put in day in, day out is great. I mean, I'm out here right now, and the kicker's kicking field goals, and we don't start practice for another half hour. So,
nice.
I mean, just that effort to get better and work. Kids stay late, they stay after. They come early, they ask questions, and just all around. I mean, that was our word for the year too, was just effort. I think last year we got to that state semi game last year. I think we kind of let off the gas a little bit, So going into this last offseason, I think our effort had to improve on certain aspects. I think the kids did a great job of doing that.
Yeah. We're talking with head coach Darren Carr, Bakersfield Christian High School Eagles are taking on St. Mary's tomorrow at 4:00 at Saddleback College for the state championship. Do you have any players you think that can play D1 college football?
Yeah, absolutely I do. Yeah, for sure. I think Mike is definitely one of them.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Michael Smith.
Yep.
I think Andre Calderon. I think he'd be a really good corner in the next level. I think Arnez. His thing is, I think people look at him and they're like, well, he's not 6'4", 6'5". They kind of, hey, it's 25 sacks. I mean, go look at those sacks, though, man. I mean, the kid gets straight after the quarterback. So I think those three. I think we got a couple other kids that are kind of on the bubble there. I think Vinny could go play college football if he wanted to. He's our starting left tackle. Just a big, massive kid, loves football. There's a few guys in there that can go play for sure, though.
Yeah. Do the college coaches hit you up, or do they come to games and scout these guys out? How does that work?
Yeah, it's kind of weird since I've been in this situation. I mean, in this spot. I mean, the NIL stuff and the transfer portal and stuff like that, and that's kind of changed a lot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I mean, guys like Mike, that would be a no-brainer, slam dunk. Offers here and there. Back in the day, where teams needed freshmen, right?
Yeah.
I know those teams can just go, pick junior college kids up. So, I mean, you really have to stand out big time and have the height, weight, and speed type of check marks to really kind of get those kids over here. I mean, I met Ricky Jackson for the first time. He was a kid at Independence when we played them. I looked at him, I'm like, my gosh, man, he looks like a full-grown man. You know what I mean? So you can tell why he had 10 offers on the table.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a little bit different. And then those colleges, I mean, also they reach out to them through direct message or Instagram or social media or whatever. And I really know about it. I mean, they had a kid tell me last week, like, Coach, I'm not going to be at film going to a visit. I knew nothing about it. They reach out to the kid, type of thing. So it's like they go straight to the kids, and if they like them, then they come to me. So it's kind of the opposite now.
And now they don't necessarily have to go to the NFL. That NIL money, get your degree, get some NIL money, and then go get a gig.
Yeah, we were talking the other day. I mean, there's a kid at USC or defensive lineman. I don't know. He's been to 6 different schools. You know what I mean? Like he's taking NIL money, and I'll play a little bit and go over here and take some more. And so I don't. It's a Wild West up in college, man.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah. Speaking of money, I'll leave you with this. What about Darren Carr? Have you thought about getting into the college ranks? I mean, it's different now. When I was growing up, I'm a little bit, a lot older than you, but back in the days, coaches were making hundreds of thousands of dollars. Now, sure and more. This guy that got whacked was making $6 million. Darren, can you really turn that down? Are you not looking to get up?
Yeah, you look at who's the guy? My name is John Blank right now from Ole Miss.
Lane Kiffin. Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
That man said adios, goodbye to his team before the playoffs.
Crazy.
For $80 million. You know what I mean?
And he thought he was going to still coach after he committed to LSU. Like, are you crazy?
Yeah. Like, my old school brain is like, dude, what about the kids? Man, what about this? And I'm thinking, like, for $80 million just to leave it. I mean, my brain was just going 100 miles an hour, like, buddy, I don't know how you did it.
Yeah.
It's just so bad to those guys. You know what I mean? So, on me, I mean, we've gotten phone calls over the years. I've turned many down because it wasn't, it just didn't
the right spot.
I didn't. Yeah, man. I think I'm at the right spot. You know what I mean? I mean, I love BCHS. I love Bakersfield Christian. We just won a Division I championship. You know what I mean? We're playing a Division II state championship tomorrow. I don't know, man. I mean, it would have to. I've always been the one that was like, you know what? If God tells me to stay, then stay. If He tells me to go, then go. But I do not see myself leaving this school anytime soon. Now, somebody comes up and says, "Here's what we got," and the Lord says, "Go." I got to do what the Lord says.
Yeah.
But,
here's a suitcase full of money. What do you think, Coach?
I'm not looking right now to go anywhere.
Yeah,
so
I hear you.
I love it here. Yep.
Well, Coach, no matter what happens tomorrow, it's been a great season. You, as your brothers said, it's more than just coaching fundamental football. It's developing young men, making these guys mature adults, and you're one of the best. You're one of the best. We're all rooting for you tomorrow.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. We're going to do it for Bakersfield, man. That's for sure.
All right. Good luck. Good luck.
Yeah.
Take care. Thanks again.
You too. Yep.
Darren Carr, 4:00, Saddleback College. Taking on St. Mary's. God, I hope they win. Good Googly Moogly, I hope they win. Undefeated this season. had to get by Liberty, and then a really good La Habra team. If you didn't see some of the highlights on Hometown Sports, Greg Carr, who does a sports show down the hall from 12 to 2 on KGEO, you missed it because this kid, that's a great comparison to Lamar Jackson. This kid was running all over the place. It's crazy. But they eked out the win, and now they're going for the state championship, Division II. Quick timeout. We'll check the board, see what you all are talking about. Mike Turnipseed will be here in just a couple of minutes. We'll talk money, more on the interest rates with our man Daniel Petrie. And then I'll tell you the story about a pilot who tried to shut off the engines of a Horizon flight in midair. That's all coming up. It's the Ralph Bailey Show on a Thursday. News Talk 96.1, AM 1180, KERN. We're streaming live at kernradio.com.
News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180.
Wait, we got Messmaker right here.
Show weekdays at 2 p.m.
I'm tired of waking up and hearing another case of a DUI. We just had the Madison Williams case where she was found guilty. We have another trial going on where a 6-year-old was killed. Now again, I'm hearing an 8-year-old is dead because of an alleged DUI. Something needs to be done to fix this.
Weekdays at 2 p.m. News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
Coming up at the bottom of the hour, Daniel Petrie joins us from Messmaker and Petrie Wealth Advisors. And obviously, as we did a little bit yesterday with Mr. Petrie, we'll talk about Jerome Powell's decision to drop interest rates and what does 2026 look like, and who does he think that the president will replace Jerome Powell with in the next year. We'll talk about that. And again, you know what Messmaker and Petrie Wealth Advisors are all about. We were just talking about how we turned our friend and traffic director Lisa on to Messmaker and Petrie Wealth Advisors, and she's extremely happy, as I am. Great decision on my part about 8 years ago to become a client of Messmaker and Petrie Wealth Advisors. So keep it locked. Coming up 4:30, Daniel Petrie with Messmaker and Petrie Wealth Advisors.
This broadcast is for informational purposes only. Does not constitute a solicitation or offer to buy or sell any security, future option, or other financial instrument, or to offer or provide any investment advisory or other services to any person in any jurisdiction by Daniel Petrie or MPWA Inc., DBA Messmaker and Petrie Wealth Advisors. Any views expressed in this broadcast by us are prepared based upon the information available to us at the time, and we are under no obligation to update our views.
The following is a paid advertisement by Family Vacation Getaways with the purpose of soliciting sales of vacation ownership. For complete details, visit fvgradio.com. If you want 100% complimentary stay at a luxury resort in Cancun, airfare not included, then Family Vacation Getaways is your ticket to paradise. See website for complete details. We're giving away 5 days and 4 nights to the first 50 callers who can name an animal that lays eggs and is not a bird. An animal that lays eggs and is not a bird. You know it? Call now, 800-417-6411. 800-417-6411. You're also eligible for an exciting bonus vacation to Orlando, Florida for just $498. And don't worry about anything ruining your plans. We can extend your travel up to 18 months. Name an animal that lays eggs and is not a bird, and you get a complimentary Cancun resort stay and an optional bonus vacation to Orlando for just $498. What are you waiting for? Call 800-417-6411 and give us your answer. The proceeding is not a contest and is a paid advertisement by Family Vacation Getaways and not sponsored by this program or its affiliates.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at radiodirect.com/privacy. Texting enrolls for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply. Reply stop to opt out. Text help for help. Consult a doctor prior to use.
Wow, you look amazing. What have you been doing?
You've heard of Ozempic, Wegovy, and the other GLP-1 medications that are all over the news, right? Well, I found this great company called Zelfie, and if you qualify, you can get medications like Ozempic and Wegovy and other GLP-1s at 80 to 90% savings without insurance, all 100% online.
Wait, I can get GLP-1 medications for 80 to 90% less and do it all online? No long wait at the doctor's office or pharmacy?
Yes, Zelfie can provide semaglutide and tirzepatide, the active ingredients in Ozempic and other expensive GLP-1s, for 80 to 90% less and shipped direct to your door.
Amazing. How do I get started?
Just send them a text.
Text SLIM to 797979 to get started today with Zelfie. Get the same active ingredients in Wegovy or Ozempic for 80 to 90% less, 100% online. Don't wait. Text SLIM to 797979 right now for your exclusive offer. Text SLIM to 797979. That's SLIM to 797979.
These statements and products have not been evaluated or approved by the FDA for weight loss.
You're listening to The Ralph Bailey Show. Catch me weekday morning 6 to 9 a.m. on First Look with Scott Cox, News Talk 96.
do not believe we are. No.
That's too bad. Somebody in the chat room asked.
Oh, yeah, I do not believe we are carrying the playoff games, unfortunately, but we will be hopefully giving you updates, I would assume.
I don't know why the local stations don't jump on this.
We used to. Didn't we have a game of the week a long time ago for high school? I'm
on
pretty
television?
sure we did.
I don't know. I can't remember that. But it definitely it should be
I have to
televised.
ask Greg, because Greg would be the one to know.
Yeah. Somebody should televise it. Even if it's on delay. Even if you ran it Sunday. Let the kids come home and take a look. And I hope, it would be the perfect spot for Darren Carr.
Fresno?
Exactly.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, actually.
He could commute. My general manager when I was at Buckley Radio lived in Clovis and came down here every day.
And just the thought of him being the head coach, David most likely being the offensive coordinator, maybe get Derek in there as the quarterback coach.
Exactly.
They all call Devontae Adams if he decides to retire after this year as a wide receiver coach.
Or a recruiter.
Yeah.
If nothing else. I mean, the connections and the kids that he knows and the kids that he's graduated, have them help recruit. He'd be a great recruiter. He's a straight up guy, religious, familial guy. You walk into a kid's home with David Carr or Derek or David Carr or both. It's like, it's my brother David. You might want to take a look at his Super Bowl ring. This is my brother Derek. I'm sure you're aware of him. He's the all-time leading passer for the Oakland, Los Angeles, Las Vegas Raiders. I mean, and the kind of money that these guys are making now.
I think you made a very good point there. It's hard to really walk away from that kind of money. I know everybody likes to say that they would pick their morals, but if you got somebody look at you and give you a contract for $80 million, I don't know a lot of people that wouldn't sign it.
Yeah, they give them a 3-year deal, 5-year deal worth, I don't know, well, Michigan was making 6.
Yeah, I was going to say, for him, probably coming up, it would probably be somewhere in the $1 million a year category until he proved himself.
Yeah, give him a 15-year, 3-year deal.
Maybe, yeah.
Or maybe, I don't know.
Somewhere in that area. I think that'd be a fair number for him.
He's a good guy, man. He really is.
Honestly, he'd probably bring Fresno to some relevancy, too.
Yeah, definitely. He knows how to spot talent, obviously, and he knows how to get kids and attract them to the program.
I mean, why not take some of the kids from BCHS? I mean, they're talking about Michael Smith already. I don't know if he has any offers, but
Derek Carr will be the next head coach at Fresno State one day. They love Fresno and Fresno State. That's according to Mike Big Dog, who is a Fresno State.
Derek or Darren?
He's saying Derek.
Yeah, I would assume Darren.
I do too. I don't think Derek.
Darren has been a coach.
I don't think Derek wants to coach. I don't see that.
I could see
him being the quarterback's coach for Fresno State. But he's got young kids. I don't think he wants to be the head coach. I don't think he's a hell of a golfer. I saw some clips from the celebrity thing where they just showed every big time NFL player hitting a tee shot. And he and Curry, in fact, excuse me, sorry. There was one clip that I saw Steph Curry outdrove Bryson DeChambeau.
Really?
Yes.
On a
that
drive?
Kid, yes.
What?
That kid is a stick.
Also, I'm getting a text that says the game will be on Spectrum tomorrow, if anybody's wondering.
Well, I wish I had Spectrum. I don't have Spectrum. What is Spectrum?
Spectrum is the cable company.
The opposite of Direct?
Yeah, pretty much.
So I don't have it. That's too bad. I bet I could find it somewhere, though, because they repeat a lot of the high school championship games on, like, the Lakers network or the Dodgers network, Sportsnet.
Is that one of them they're doing that's it's not local, but it's going to be coming up here, is one that has a ton of recruits coming out. Actually, it might be this. No.
I bet he's got 2 or 3 kids that'll play D1 next year.
Oh, 100%.
I don't know if they'll play,
but they'll
make the ball club. Yeah. Michael Smith is just an absolute stud. Their quarterback is a little too small. I don't know, maybe BC. But
BC would love a quarterback right now.
Absolutely. And now we had Chad Hathaway on yesterday, who's talking about instigating what's called 1913, the year that BC was established. And they're delving into NIL money. He's put a conglomerate together, fellow business guys that are coming up for money for the junior college kids. So it's pretty cool, because you figure on a really, really good high school football team like the Eagles, maybe 2 of them, 3, maybe 4 make it to D1, and of those 4, maybe 1 makes it to the show. But I would love to see him to coach in college football.
We are known as a gold mine here, though. We've had a lot of athletes make it to the pros.
The Central Valley's crazy. Josh Allen, Derek Carr,
DJ
Reed,
Joey Porter,
his son, who's now a Pittsburgh Steeler as well. We produce a lot of great athletes.
We say Jordan Love?
No, I didn't mention Jordan Love. I'm not a fan.
Cody Kessler?
Yeah. Who's the pitcher for the Diamondbacks?
Corbin Burns.
Corbin Burns. It's a plethora of good athletes. Not our next guest. No, he's a pretty good athlete. Mike Turnipseed is next.
This is AM 1180 KERN. Green Acres. This is 96.1 FM. Bakersfield. Online at KERNradio.com.
News this hour from Town Hall. I'm Keith Peters in Washington. Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem on Thursday linked the seizure of an oil tanker off the coast of Venezuela to the Trump administration's counter-drug efforts in Latin America.
It was a successful operation directed by the president to ensure that we're pushing back on a regime that is systematically covering and flooding our country with deadly drugs and killing our next generation of Americans.
The use of U.S. forces to seize a merchant ship was a sharp escalation in the administration's pressure campaign on Venezuelan leader Nicolas Maduro, who's been charged with narco-terrorism in the United States. Meanwhile, Nobel Peace Prize laureate Maria Corina Machado has made her first public appearance today, waving to an emotional crowd of supporters from a hotel balcony in Oslo. Correspondent Ed Donahue has more.
Venezuelan opposition leader Maria Corina Machado has appeared in public for the first time in 11 months.
In this hour, I assure you that I am very hopeful.
Machado is the recipient of the Nobel Peace Prize and was expected to make the award ceremony yesterday in Oslo, but couldn't make it on time. Machado says the U.S. helped her get out of Venezuela.
We would have done everything to prevent me from coming. They did not know where I was in hiding in Venezuela, so it was hard for them to stop me. It was rude.
Machado says decisive action by the U.S., including the seizure of an oil tanker, have left the government of President Nicolas Maduro at its weakest point. I'm Ed Donahue.
Kilmar Abrego Garcia has been released from an immigration detention center in Pennsylvania following an order from a federal judge issued Thursday, that according to his attorney's office. More details at townhall.com.
We have reached the age where things just cost more. Cars, phones, life insurance. Your blood pressure is up. Your weight is up. You're one to talk. I have type 2 diabetes, so I'm getting dinged just like you. Thank goodness for Big Lou. Big Lou! Big Lou can get term life insurance rates for a 50-year-old male with type 2 diabetes or high blood pressure, or maybe he's on anxiety meds for just around $200 a month for $1 million of coverage. Oh, you gotta say that again. Go ahead. Okay, I'll say it. Big Lou and term provider could get a 50-year-old man, a little dinged up, $1 million in life insurance for around $200 a month. Call Big Lou. Big Lou. He's like you. 800-555-2085. That's 800-555-2085. Don't put it off. If you're overweight, diabetic, have high blood pressure, you gotta call Big Lou. Gotta. 800-555-2085. Write it down. 800-555-2085.
From the KERN Newsroom, your live and local news update on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
A wreck in the Rosamond area, and it was fatal. I'm Chris Davis. The identity of the person killed still has not been released, and the Kern County Coroner's Office says they will do that later. The wreck was Wednesday afternoon at about 3:30, says the Highway Patrol. A dark-colored Jeep and a Honda Pilot crashed. trapping 2 people and killing one of them on West Avenue A and 70th Street West. Police have not discussed the cause of the wreck. The 15-year-old who had run away from home Friday has been found and is safe, say Bakersfield police. They had been asking people to be on the lookout for Albert Holguin in the Old River Road area, but that is no longer necessary. In Arvin, the city is searching for a new chief of police. They have gone through 4 of them in the last 10 years, and the mayor tells Channel 23 that one of the challenges in keeping a chief is finding someone who is a good leader for the department, but who also understands the city and loves the community. The department is short about 5 officers, and whoever takes over as chief would also be in charge of helping find and keeping good police officers. Meanwhile, in Bakersfield, 6 officers were honored this week for their exceptional service this year, including 1 cop who, according to Chief Greg Terry, got truck drivers to move underneath a suicidal person who was hanging from a sign on an overpass. Here are the officers getting honors. Detective of the Year was Detective Carson Perrier. Dispatcher of the Year was Angela Capatillo. Officer of the Year was Officer Rudy Olo Beruman. Crisis Intervention Team member was Officer Christina Perkins. Civilian of the Year was Call Taker Hope Williams, and Supervisor of the Year was Sergeant Johnny Ramirez. I'm Chris Davis in the KERN Newsroom with news every half hour and when it breaks on FM 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
What do you think, this is the Army where you shoot them a mile away? You gotta get up close like this. Little thing, you blow their brains all over your nice Ivy League suit.
It's the Ralph Bailey Show on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
Now make sure you leave the house when you make the call. You understand me? You hear me? Call from an outside line. I mean it.
Call in or text to 661-842-KERN. That's 661-842-5376. Listen live at KERNradio.com. Now, the host you've been waiting all day for. Live from the KERN studio, here's Ralph Bailey.
Hour 2 of the broadcast on this Thursday, 11th day of December. It's TRBS. News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN, where we stream live at KERNradio.com. Daniel Petrie will join us at the bottom of the hour. And I'll tell you the story of the man who tried to turn off a plane in midair, about 35,000 feet, pilot. And you'll hear from the defense attorney of Michael Virgil. You may not know the name, but you know the story. He's the man who had 33 cocktails aboard a Royal Caribbean, and they had to subdue him. They sprayed him with 2 canisters of pepper spray, held him down, shot him up with some sedatives, and he died. And now there is a gargantuan wrongful death suit, as one might imagine. And we'll talk about Time's Person of the Year. They're giving it to the AI inventors, but I've got some suggestions. We'll ask our next guest, who does he have for Time's Person of the Year? Time to bring in the man from Current Tax Association, Mr. Michael Turnipseed. How are you, Michael?
Just another day, Ralph. Thank you.
Just another day. Not really. It's 49 degrees.
It's not quite 29. It's 40, but
I said 49.
Oh, 49.
49.
Yeah, it's cold. This is like the old days.
I know. This is This is much colder than it was last winter, isn't
But
it?
growing up, you'd go through 2 weeks, 3 weeks at a time and not see the sun.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Now granted, I was a little farther north than Delano, but like Hanford is like the fog pit of the valley. It has fog all the time.
Yeah, I have to turn my light on in the morning when I'm getting ready for the show. That's how dark it is. It's crazy.
It's pretty dark outside.
I hate this. Hate it, hate it, hate it.
Get used to it.
You ready for Christmas?
Sure.
Yeah? What are you getting Harriet?
Her mother, my wife took care of that.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. That's a good choice. Good choice.
Nona takes care of that. She's much more generous than I am.
Nona? That's what they call
Nona.
What do they call you?
Papa.
Papa. Nona and Papa.
Mm-hmm.
So funny.
8, 6, and 3.
Those are some good ages.
And the 6-year-old, she has been told us that Thanksgiving and even like 3 or 4 weeks before Thanksgiving, we were up in Sacramento, and
she's having her list out, and she says, I want this for Christmas, I want that for Christmas. And she's looking through the catalogs of all these things. And she's 6 years old in first grade.
Right.
And she's following Big Sister. Big Sister's in the third grade. She's learning cursive.
Nice.
The first grader is now writing in cursive.
Oh, that's great.
And she writes better than her sister does. Oh, don't tell her.
Don't say, no, you don't want to say that.
But I mean, she's decided that she wants to be a dress designer in first grade.
A dress designer?
Yes. There's this little kit she saw in some magazine, and she can read, so she reads it. So you want to make your own dresses for your dolls.
Nice.
That's what she wants to do at first grade.
Okay.
So maybe she'll become some la-di-da.
Yeah. I wish I could name a female designer, famous designer, but I can't.
Just call it Helen.
Helen?
That's her name, Helen.
Okay.
Hattie, Helen, and Henry are the three names. All the H kids.
I do not read the Bakersfield Californian. I skim through the headlines, but so I missed your editorial or commentary on Measure N. Tell us all about it.
Well, basically, going through for the last several weeks because of I call it the sewer dilemma.
Yes.
And going through and looking at the general budget problem the city has now, and the fact that they have actually just Measure N money is just all committed and done, and they have structural deficit, the city does, and they got real problems, and they're going to have to make some serious cuts. And the reason they have so many structural cuts is they hired so many people that increased the payroll and ongoing costs. And it kind of reminded me, after Measure N passed, Andre Gonzalez and Bob Smith came to see me.
Oh, really?
They did. To talk about, because we helped them pass it because they were the same structural deficits, and they made commitments that they obviously haven't kept. So, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me.
Yeah.
And the sewer deal is going to be a much bigger deal than Measure N ever was. The numbers
are
going
staggering.
Down are staggering.
They really are.
So I was playing around on the computer, and you can do that these days, and type in questions, and I use 3 different AIs just to check. I ask them all the same question, and then I read them. And for the most part, they're the same, but there are changes and there are differences. So you get to figure, okay, I believe this one more. It's kind of a game, but it's fun. So I have crafted.
You're such a nerd.
Well, Alf, we sit around all day and you're looking at issues, and nothing's bigger right now than the sewer dilemma.
You're absolutely right. No, you're absolutely right.
Over the next 30 years, because Bakersfield's going to continue to grow and build a new plant and maintain. They're so far behind. They're over like $1 billion behind in just infrastructure stuff here. You're looking at $3 or $4 billion of money in the next going just in the sewer.
So what are we going to do?
Well,
we really don't have that kind of money and never will.
Well, the most important thing is you have to understand how to structure programs and manage programs and have construction management. You need to have people that understand how to do that and how to plan. And Bakersfield has never had a plan, I don't think, in its life. And I went back, so I researched sewer rates. Actually, it showed up in one of my searches that just popped up. Well, the city has only raised sewer rates twice in 19 years, 2006 and 2016.
So they knew there was an issue. They were just kicking the can down the road.
They should have. Now, for Mr. Clegg's problem, he came in, and the week after he took the job, the world shut down because of COVID.
Right.
So he was putting out bat fire for 3 years. And that, it caused a lot of headache. But the people who are running in those departments makes absolutely no sense. I mean, you've got to maintain your equipment, and they've shown pictures of how dilapidated the plants are and everything, and we'll just keep the rates the same. I mean, all you did was dig a very big hole.
And then the rollout to increase the rates was poorly handled.
Well, they absolutely came up with the single dumbest thing you can do.
Which was?
We're going to put it all on the backs of the ratepayers. Make them pay for it. It's their fault. Well, it wasn't their fault. You didn't charge them enough. And now you're asking them to go from paying $274 to $1,000.
That's crazy.
And you got to remember that 50%, 45 to 50% of Bakersfield live in poverty situations. They're Medicaid eligible, which is Medi-Cal. And so, they're not wealthy people. And so if you're taking an extra $800 out, you're taking what, $700-800 a month, $70-80 a month out of their monthly budget. And when you don't have any extra money anyway, and you're living paycheck to paycheck, you have to figure out how to do something a better way.
Yeah.
And by bringing in people who know how to structure debt properly, and I can assure you, we've been working with school districts since 2007 on structuring debt. And there's a good way and a right way. But the first offer they get, well, it's going to cost you this. You hire a financial advisor. The first round, it's going to be, you're going to get a Cadillac. We're going to stick you and make everybody's with higher interest bonds and sales than they should. And we've worked with districts, Kern High, Panama Buena Vista, Kern Community College District, and others, and come up to how to structure bonds the right way, just like buying a mortgage in your house. 30-year mortgage, flat rate, here's the rate. Well, instead of having debt, if you borrow $100,000 and the total debt for 30 years is $80,000, interest is $80,000, the ratio is 1.8. So that's how we negotiated with financial advisors, saying this is the baseline. And this is what the city has to do to make sure that we're not paying 2.5 times the cost when it should be 1.8 times the cost. But we haven't seen any of those numbers. But if you do things and you structure your stuff properly, like buying a house, you're going to build a 3 or 4, I don't know how much these plants are going to cost when you build them. It's hundreds of millions of dollars to build a sewer plant. And you think you're going to write a check for that? No. You got to borrow money, and you got to borrow money the right way. And for a place that prides itself on not having bonds and not using it, they've had a few sewer bonds before, but they think that bonding is a bad thing. Virtually everybody, every business borrows money. Even businesses that have money borrow money because they want their capital to be free to do other things.
Right.
You can't put all your eggs just on the back of the ratepayers and ask them to pay $1,000 a year when they're used to $270. When you can get the payment, you can borrow. The city can borrow $500 million. $500 million for 30 years, and the total cost per user on the sewer would be $300 a year if you structure your money correctly. $300, not $700 raise.
Did you tell Mr. Gonzalez and Mr. Smith this?
Well, that was in 1919, but they've been told. Andre's been told. I'm going to go to the city council next week, and I want to talk to them again. They're making terrible mistakes. Those scenarios always come up. Tell me why these scenarios are good. They're all flawed. They're all flawed for different reasons. You can't put this much money on the backs of ratepayers in Kern County and city of Bakersfield because most of them are paycheck to paycheck, living barely, can pay the rent, maybe can buy the groceries, and look at the grocery prices going up.
Yeah.
They are going up.
Yeah. Let's change gears just a little bit. Mike Turnipseed from Kern Tax Association is our guest, as he is every Thursday at this time. Greg Terry went on 17, as he does routinely, and said in the Karen Robles case, a woman who was shot in her living room by her husband in front of her children, that it's common for police to go to a home multiple times, and yet they don't step in and do anything. And he also said he didn't know much about the case. Am I being fair to him for criticizing him for saying something like that? A huge media case. A woman is killed in front of her kids after her 15-year-old struggles with the dad, gets the handgun away from him. He picks up an AR-15 and murders her in her living room. And our chief of police, who's on his way out to join his other 3 colleagues who all retired in their 50s, and we've got to pay them for the rest of their lives, says, I don't know much about the case. Then why the hell are you the chief? Is that unfair of me?
If you're going to go on TV and you're going to be interviewed, and I don't guess this was an interview, right?
It's a routine thing. He does it
went
quite
to the
often,
station, and
as does our sheriff.
Yeah. If you're not prepared for everything, you shouldn't go.
Thank you.
You
You
shouldn't
can't
go.
say, I don't know much about the case when a mother gets murdered in front of her children. You just can't. I'm sorry.
First of all,
if you're walking out the door and are going to get $180,000 for the rest of the year, the rest of your life, I guess you can. I guess you can't say that. I don't know. Why are you asking me? I'm just the chief.
they have a team of behavioral caseworkers that are on call 24/7. Why weren't they?
Thank you. I mean, why didn't they do something?
Unless that program's been axed, I don't know. Maybe they axed it in this year's budget. But behavioral health, Kern County Behavioral Health put together a team for them. They're on call 24/7 that they will respond to domestic violence because police are not designed, wired, trained to handle those kind of situations. And they bring in crisis people that do.
And if you talk to cops, they'll tell you that's the worst call they want to go to, is a domestic violence case.
So why don't you wait, get on the phone, call them people to come in. There are teams around, and say, okay, you wait till they get here and you make sure they're safe, and then you let them do their work.
Yeah, because it seems to me they're desensitized. If this is common, that you have to go to the same home multiple times.
You wonder why response times are so bad in Bakersfield if they're doing that on as many times as they probably are, multiple times to the
That's
same house.
not
It's
uncommon.
just like the same guy on the street. They say the same 20 homeless people do 60% of the damage, whatever the number is.
Yeah.
And they still keep doing it. It's the same thing with domestic violence. It
Yeah.
repeats itself. They admit it repeats themselves, but they don't take the people in and bring the people in who can actually help them.
Yeah, because Manuel Robles left a trail like Hansel and Gretel. Neighbors said they were constantly fighting. He took a hammer to all the vehicles. They saw him bringing in weapons. And yet the cops say we went there many times, but we didn't do a damn thing.
They didn't see the weapons?
I don't know.
If they saw weapons and left them there, I mean, I guess if you have the right to guns, but I mean, and people are mentally ill and you have,
yeah,
something is very, very wrong.
Thank you. That's all I'm saying. I don't mean to make it personal.
Nope.
Greg Terry's a nice man.
And
but
he will.
It's inexcusable.
So,
gotta do something.
So how it gets repeated? I mean, when the system should have bells and whistles.
Yes. And after about the third or fourth call,
whoever's watch commander should know what those bells and whistles are. And golly, we've called this house. Oh, we've been there 10 times last month.
That's got to be.
We have a problem.
Yes. Yes.
I mean,
I don't care if it's. I don't care if it's not uncommon. I don't care. I don't care.
Well, I think it is more common than we think.
Well, yeah, according to Chief Terry, yeah, it says not uncommon that we have to go to the same one multiple times. I'm running out of time. I'll leave you with this. Who is your time person of the year? And you can't throw me in there. It's not that far.
Well, Ralph,
not that
far. If you want to know who's the person that is in a broad sense changed the world as it is,
Elon Musk?
No.
He won it a couple years ago.
He did, but he did it for a different reason. I think
Venezuelan
the turmoil
president?
we have. No, I think our current president, his turmoil.
He won last year.
Well, he's just disrupting more. He won the election last year. Now, whether you're looking at international relationships or healthcare in America, he is disrupting good, bad, and different, whatever you believe. So he'd get it 2 years in a row just for the fact that he controls the news 24/7, 7 days a week, 52 weeks for the year.
Yeah. Did you?
Nobody has more headlines than Donald Trump.
Did you hear who they named?
The founders of AI, the guys who develop AI.
What do you think?
Nah.
Yeah,
That's
I
not a
said the same
person.
thing. Yeah, I said the same.
I mean, it's
I
not
thought
like
that
the
was-
Nobel Peace Prize or something. Maybe you could have given it to somebody if they were American or something. But who changed the world more? Who's changed the world more and disrupted it more than Donald Trump?
I think Elon Musk had a pretty good year.
He didn't last very long, though.
I'm not talking about Doge and all that. I'm talking about just in terms of space and
Oh no,
bringing that thing back down and catching it with the chopsticks. I mean, it's,
Well, you know, when you're going to be America's first trillionaire, you can buy all the toys you want.
Yeah, I guess
and
so.
you can hire the best people. You know, that's one thing about it. He hires and is surrounded by incredibly smart people.
You're absolutely right. Always good to see you, sir.
Yes, sir.
I should have let you call in. Apologize.
So if I get a cold,
You can totally blame me. Quick
I'll
break.
send you the doctor bill.
Not a lot of time before we get to Daniel Petrie, bottom of the hour.
News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. Start your day right. First Look with Scott Cox, 6 to 9 a.m.
On the Friday edition of the First Look program, the continued search for a chief of police right here, guys. There's a family whose husband died on a cruise ship after drinking 33 cocktails. We've got news, traffic, weather. It's all happening 6 to 9 a.m. right here at News Talk 96.1 and streaming live on the interwebs at kernradio.com.
First Look with Scott Cox, 6 to 9 a.m. News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
Meet Paul Sheldon's client, Guy Picard.
Hi, my name is Guy Picard, and I am very happy that I found Paul Sheldon. What a relief it is trying to turn 65 and find somebody like him to help me navigate this industry. I think that it's really important that you look at all of the options that you have and then give Paul Sheldon a call, because he will create a plan that fits your budget and fits what you're trying to achieve as far as trying to get the best possible medical care that you can have. So I'd like to recommend Paul Sheldon to any of you out there that are trying to navigate the medical industry at turning 65. Give Paul Sheldon and his staff a call. They are awesome. And I'd just like to say, Paul and your whole entire staff, you guys rock.
When Medicare matters, our team has the answers. Team Paul Sheldon.
398-2298.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at radiodirect.com/privacy. Texting enrolls for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply. Reply stop to opt out. Text help for help. Consult the doctor prior to use.
Wow, you look amazing. What have you been doing?
You've heard of Ozempic, Wegovy, and the other GLP-1 medications that are all over the news, right? Well, I found this great company called Selfie, and if you qualify, you can get medications like Ozempic and Wegovy and other GLP-1s at 80 to 90% savings without insurance, all 100% online.
Wait, I can get GLP-1 medications for 80 to 90% less and do it all online? No long wait at the doctor's office or pharmacy?
Yes, Zelfie can provide semaglutide and tirzepatide, the active ingredients in Ozempic and other expensive GLP-1s, for 80 to 90% less and shipped direct to your door.
Amazing. How do I get started?
Just send them a text.
Text SLIM to 79779 to get started today with Zelfie. Get the same active ingredients in Wegovy or Ozempic for 80 to 90% less, 100% online. Don't wait. Text SLIM to 79779 right now for your exclusive offer. Text SLIM to 79779. That's SLIM to 79779.
These statements and products have not been evaluated or approved by the FDA for weight loss.
I'm JR Flores. Catch my show, The JR Show, weekdays at 2 p.m. Now, back to the Ralph Bailey Show on News Talk 96.1.
News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
Men's health.
With Excellent News, I'm Keith Peters in Washington. Kilmar Abrego Garcia has been released from an immigration detention center in Pennsylvania following an order from a federal judge issued Thursday, according to his attorney's office. He left the facility at 5 p.m. Eastern Time today. Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem has linked the seizure of an oil tanker off the coast of Venezuela to the Trump administration's counter-drug efforts.
And he's still making money.
During testimony Thursday to the House Homeland Security Committee, Noem lauded the U.S. forces' unusual move to take control of a merchant ship. Noem describes it as a successful move that's part of President Trump's efforts to combat drug trafficking. On Wall Street, a mixed day as the Dow is up by 646 points. The Nasdaq dropped 60. The S&P advanced 14. This is
News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. From the KERN Newsroom, your live and local news update on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
I'm Chris Davis. Police in Delano are asking for help finding out who two holdup men are who have robbed two convenience stores over the past several months, including the AM/PM on Ellington September 6th and the fast trip on Cecil October 25th and November 6th. Surveillance pictures on the Delano Police Department Facebook page. As the prosecution presented testimony in the Maya Hernandez trial Wednesday, the jury heard from the forensic pathologist who performed the autopsy on 1-year-old Emilio, testifying the child died from heat stroke. The jury also saw the interrogation video where Hernandez told police that she knew that leaving kids in a hot car in June was irresponsible. The trial continues today and then again next week. I'm Chris Davis in the KERN Newsroom with news every half hour and when it breaks on FM 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
Carpet Outlet Plus. Every day is sale day. No one can beat us, no one can touch us. You won't find better prices. Shop and compare, we don't care. Take a look our way and come into Carpet Outlet Plus. Every day is sale day. Carr Plus is celebrating 30 years in business by offering you no interest financing for 12 months. Head over to carpetoutletplus.com to apply now. You can get new waterproof flooring and comfy carpet in the bedrooms, all from one trusted place. Over 70,000 customers can't be wrong. It's probably been time to change your floors for a while, so call, click, or stop by today. Carpet Outlet Plus, 3.5 blocks west of 99 on Rosedale Highway. Carpet Outlet Plus. Every day is sale day.
On the next Armstrong and Getty show, are you familiar with the term slop, internet slop, lazy, stupid, barely amusing stuff we scroll through? Are we turning our own lives into slop to post online? A disturbing question. We'll have the answer.
And if you're looking for something that'll make you throw up in your mouth a little bit, an influencer explains how to decolonize your Christmas on the next Armstrong and Getty show.
Weekdays noon to 2 on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. The Charlie Kirk Show. Weekdays at 6 p.m. on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. Now, back to the Ralph Bailey Show.
Especially 5. All right, sir. You had much sleeping. It's a Thursday, time to head to 21st and check in with our money man, Daniel Petrie. You know who is totally in love with you? Oh, no. No, in a good way. Oh, no. I tell you, somebody loves you and you say, oh, no.
I thought, well, I guess it feels like a bad setup or something.
No, not at all.
My wife loves me. How about that?
Of course. And my mama loves me.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, very happy with that.
And your mom loves me too.
Yes, she does. She loves everybody.
Okay, tell me.
Lisa, our traffic director. She's very happy with being a client of yours.
Oh, very good.
Yeah, she spoke very highly of you yesterday.
Oh, honored.
Yeah. And what started it is I was chronicling, as I want to do on occasion, the fact that I actually looked at my Raymond James statement.
Oh.
And I was like, oh, look at that. Okay. 2025 has been a good year for me. And she mentioned, yeah, us too. She was very happy. She would been with you for like 9 months? Something like that.
Yeah, pretty close.
Yeah, I think that's what she told me. So yeah, very happy with you.
Oh, that gives me nice little goosebumps.
Yeah, radio works. Just saying.
That's right.
For all those potential advertisers out there, radio works. Just saying.
I'm glad.
In fact, radio works so well that my friend of 26 years is finally going to become a sponsor.
Oh, awesome.
Mike Arier, Mike's Ragin' Barbecue. And after 9 years, we're still raging hot.
Awesome.
Yeah, he's going to spend some money with us in January.
How long have I been with you, Ralph? I mean,
you go back to Buckley Radio days, don't you?
I know.
So it's at least 15 years. I've been here. March will be 13 years here.
Oh my gosh.
So
there was a little break when you changed, but it didn't last long. I came right back to you.
Yeah, I appreciate that. You and Cassie and the Valprado family and David Culbertson and Sangera, you guys keep me employed.
Oh, well, thank you very much. We still got to go over there. I got to meet Cassie because we got to do lunch or dinner.
That's right. We're going to do dinner.
I forgot about it, but
good. We got to do it before Christmas.
Uh-oh. Are you feeling better?
Yeah. I just have no energy and my back hurts and my nose won't stop running. But
you sound a little better.
Yeah. Well, that's funny. My Uber driver told me I sound worse today than I did yesterday. Oh. It was funny. I got in the car and he goes, and he had JR on. And he said, "You're going to work?" And I go, "Yeah, I'm going to try to tough it out."
In honor of your father.
And he goes, "Yeah." And he goes, "Boy, I would have lost that bet." Yeah, I think somebody in the chat room said the same thing. Nobody expected me to show up today.
That's a sideways insult, I think.
A little bit.
Yeah, I'll show you. I'll show up.
Yesterday we did a poll to find out who should replace me if I don't show up today.
Uh-oh.
Rick Bentley barely beat out Kathy and Teresa Golder.
Huh.
And he was upset that I hadn't named him, but I didn't name you. I didn't name Mr. Turnipseed, and I didn't name him because you guys are all busy. And
Right.
you don't have 3 hours to spend up here.
Oh, my God. I don't know how you do 3 hours.
It ain't easy.
Well, when I tell people, like, I'm just Ralph's good at it, I mean, you're talented.
Thank you very much. I appreciate
I
that.
can spend 2 minutes with somebody and they're like, is there somebody else I can talk to? I'm not the, well, yeah, they can figure that out.
What are you doing for Christmas?
Oh, hopefully it'll be quiet. The Thanksgiving, I was very busy. And I'm hoping the wife and I will keep it very, very small, tight, and yes, because Christmas isn't the same. I think we've gone over this before. It's not the same when you're old, especially if you don't have kids. And I don't have children, and it just is different than when you were a kid. And I don't know, and maybe I'm so busy at times I crave solitude.
Yeah.
So I enjoy it when it's quiet. And
do you work Christmas Eve?
What's that?
Do you work Christmas Eve?
Typically not, but sometimes I sneak down here on days that we're off. I bet you we're closed, but I'll probably sneak down here for a little while.
Yeah. Do you work that Friday? Because Christmas Day is a Thursday. Will you work Friday?
If I was in town, maybe, but I don't. I possibly.
Yeah, we're open Friday.
But the wife will probably convince me to take it off.
Yeah, we don't get Friday off, so that's why that's when I'm taking my vacation.
Yeah, I mean, who does? Nobody. There's nothing going on those days. I mean,
exactly. And how can anybody get any work done the day after
so
Christmas?
quiet. And who wants to? It's a day to reflect on family.
Yeah, the day after Christmas on a Friday.
Yeah.
Like our sales staff is going to be beating the bushes on Friday, the day after Christmas. Okay.
I actually think it's quiet from middle of November to the end of the year.
Yeah, people check out right around Christmas Eve or even Christmas Eve.
I mean, emergencies come up, but still, in general, it's pretty quiet.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to Christmas this Christmas. It's going to be very quiet. Normally, I go to Vegas for a couple of days. Not going to do that. Just going to.
I've done that before.
I have too. I love being in Vegas during the holidays.
I had a roommate once. It was very young. I hadn't started teaching full time yet, and we were just kind of we didn't have much to do. We weren't hanging out with our families, and one of us popped up and said, "Hey, you want to go to Vegas?" And the other guy said, "Yeah, that sounds like a good idea." So, spur of the moment, we drove to Vegas and gambled for a couple days. And
what do you play in Nevada?
I play. I probably enjoy craps more than anything.
Really?
I think you can get some good odds there.
Yes, you can.
I prefer odds, being a mathematician inclined person, but
I bet you are very good at craps, being a mathematician.
Yeah, I enjoy it. I like blackjack too, but you have to stay focused for a long time there.
Yes.
Because remember, I can count cards, and I'm not super great at it or anything, but you have to stay very disciplined to do that. And you can get distracted or have a drink. I like to people watch, and then before I know it, I won't stay disciplined, you know. So
yeah, it's a fun way to gamble. And the problem is you have to depend on others.
Yeah, I don't like people making bad moves when I'm playing blackjack. It's very frustrating.
The last time I was there, and in fact, I won playing blackjack. I won $140, which is incredibly rare for me on a blackjack table. But it was just me and a guy from Iowa, and he literally split kings.
Oh.
He had 20. He had a pair of kings, and he split them.
And did he lose both hands?
Of course he did. He got a 5 and a 4. I
and
loved it.
ruined you, who needed a 5 or a 4.
Exactly. I had 16.
Oh.
I had 16, and he hit the first thing she turned up was a 5. And I was like, mother.
I'd be furious.
I was, but I walked away with 140 bones.
Well, that's, good.
I very rarely win at blackjack. I'll get up, and then I'll lose what I got up with, and then I leave.
Yeah.
That's how I play blackjack.
Yeah, blackjack is hard. Or I'll get bored, right? Because it's an endurance game. I'm winning. I'm slowly winning. And I'm like, well, it's not fast enough for me. And so, well, let me make a bigger bet. And, of course, I'll lose.
Wow.
And so it's like I shouldn't. Which is the opposite of my personality. You think I would love very bland, boring, take time. But I like craps. Craps is a little more, I don't know, fast-paced.
Fast-paced, and it's fun, and it's the only team game where everybody's rooting for you if you've got the dice. Because very few people, although I've had an experience where there's this old crotchety lady who's betting the don't every time I'd roll the dice. And every time I'd hit the number, I'd look at her and be like, that's right. That's right.
That's right, Ralph.
Keep putting it on the don't. Go ahead. Keep putting it on the don't. Got a 7 coming out here right now. You know, we should go to Hard Rock and play a little craps. And I would think, being a mathematician, you'd be good at poker as well.
Wait. Yeah, I get in my mind can get a little bit too analytical, and then I get on a loop, and so wait a minute. You mentioned the place has craps down there?
I believe they do, but they don't have Texas Hold'em, apparently.
Well,
Can you believe that?
Backwards. No, I would think they could do skill games, which would be a Hold'em, and they couldn't do chance, which would be craps. But
I was shocked when I heard that. They do not have Texas Hold'em.
I haven't been to a casino in a long time.
No?
I just...
God, I love casinos.
Yeah.
You either do or you don't. Scott Cox hates betting, hates gambling, hates casinos. I just love being in a sports book.
Yes.
Love being in a casino.
I like it too much.
Me too.
Because I'm very competitive, and then I'm like, okay, I'm going to win. And then I'll dedicate myself to, it's not always the healthiest spot for me, but.
Yeah. So we talked about it yesterday. Mr. Powell lowered the rates, which I don't know. Where did we leave it? Is it a good thing, a bad thing? Where do you put this?
Oh, it's good in a way because I tend to believe it's very typical. It's expected, and when it's expected, I feel like I can make money for clients. It's bad in the other way because I think it's terrible policy, and I think the market should dictate rates, not some magic banker with an 8-ball who determines what people are paying for a loan or not,
right?
What the banks will do and we've. You could argue that the bankers have all the power, and in a capitalist system, we should be free to go anywhere we go. But the power again is back in the hands of 6, 7, 8 banks. I mean, I don't, as a free market believer, it bothers me. Yet it's better than other systems. So boy, that was a long-winded answer to a short question. People are like, "What did he say?" and "What does he think?"
Well, it's a complicated issue. It really is.
Very much for me. And I actually became a pretty big believer in the precious metals market way back when government voted in the TARP program for the that was the 07, I believe that was the 07 crisis. The asset relief program way back then.
Yeah, I remember.
Called it TARP, I think.
Boy, those are some hard times, boy.
Oh, yeah.
I was at Buckley Radio. We all took I think a 10% cut in our pay. Oh no, management did. Management took a 10% cut in pay so that we didn't have to start whacking people because we were starting to fire folks.
It was stressful. I was
It
at my
was.
former employer at the time, and I thought that maybe we were going under.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
It was a tough time.
Yeah.
Nothing like that is in the future. No recessions. Although Trump is completely underwater on the economy.
Let's put it to you this way. When trouble comes, and I believe it will come sometime in the next 12 months, I don't think banking will be at the heart of it.
No?
No, I think that we've shored up some of that. I mean, it's hard to know where a black swan will come from and kind of tip us over the edge. But one problem too is that, again, there's too much money in the system. There's too much leverage in the system. So almost like a leak in a pool, when it goes, it all goes, and all of a sudden you have a major problem. And it's too hard to stop it. So then you got to kind of rebuild.
And we're such an undisciplined country. You know, everybody's saying how hard times are, how Trump is underwater, how we're living check to check, can't come up with $1,000 if you had to. And yet Black Sunday, Cyber Monday, numbers were out the roof. And now they're predicting that this is going to be one of the most consumer spending Christmas in history.
Yeah, but that to me makes me believe even more that if we have some Great Depression like we did in the 30s, we'll fold like a cheap suit. I mean, back then, your parents, my parents or grandparents, buckled down and found a way through.
Right.
Now it'll be put your hand out and what will the government do for me, today?
Or just slap it on the credit card. We'll deal with it down the
deal with
road.
it later. It always comes back. Don't worry about it. Or if we do go under, the government will bail us out or write the debt off. To me, that's a philosophy of a dying economy, not a
thriving
good one.
Yeah. I'm running out of time. I know we looked at it yesterday, but let's look again at gold and silver.
Gold, last I looked, was at 42.79, up about 1.65 since last Thursday.
And silver is just going crazy.
Silver is starting to kind of hear about it more. Last I looked, 63.31, up over 10% for the week.
That's crazy.
And it was up 7.5% the week before that. So
crazy.
It has had a big move. It typically does that. Gold usually moves first and silver comes along for the ride. But in my opinion, silver's been undervalued for a long time.
Yeah, obviously.
Playing catch up.
Yeah.
So.
All right, sir. Thanks for joining us yesterday with the Reader's Digest version, and appreciate you taking the time.
By the way,
yes,
national debt over the 2 weeks, because I missed the actual date last week because I was out of town.
Yeah,
128 billion over those 2 weeks. Wow. So what is that? Have 60 some odd, an average of 60 some odd billion each week
from 29.
Total now is 38,467 billion, and
so depressing.
Come on, it's nothing's changing. Getting worse.
It is getting much, much worse. Thank you, sir.
Hey,
have a wonderful weekend.
Be well.
Thank you.
Okay.
I'll talk to you next week.
Bye, Ralph.
All right, see ya. Daniel Petrie. Quick time out. We'll check the board, see what you all are talking about. Top of the hour, I'll tell you about this crazy flight where an off-duty pilot tried to crash the plane. And you'll hear from the defense attorney for the man and his family who was served 33 drinks on a Royal Caribbean cruise. Now his family is suing the hell out of him. We'll talk about that in the 5 o'clock hour. It's TRBS on a cold Thursday evening. Right here on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KRN, where we're streaming live at kernradio.com.
News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
It's the JR Show.
So it looks like Prop 50 is going to pass. That's fine. I respect the process. I might not agree with the outcome, but I at least respect the process. The problem is Democrats still have to win elections next year. They couldn't flip Valadeo's seat, and that district has been Democrat for a long time. So this isn't over. They might have won Prop 50, but they still need voter turnout, which is a problem for them, and they still need to win congressional races.
The JR Show, weekdays at 2 p.m.
This is your intrepid news reporter, Scoop Newsman, coming to you live from a helicopter high above the historic Santa Margarita Ranch. From this great reporter's lofty vantage point, I can see preparations are continuing for the return of the Jingle Bell Express that will whisk passengers to Santa's Village. Reports are that the historic Jingle Bell Express will be pulling amongst their cadre of rolling stock, genuine original Disney train cars. Once you arrive, kids and adults will be entertained like never before, with a mystic magic show, a charming Christmas market, adorable pony rides, and more food, fun, and frivolity than ever. The Jingle Bell Express will be arriving at the historic Santa Margarita Ranch November 28th and running until December 21st. But get your tickets now. This reporter also has a source deep inside Santa's Village that has confirmed that if your plans change, your tickets can change too, from now until November. So make sure you reserve your seats on the Jingle Bell Express by going to christmas@themargarita.com before the Christmas train passes you by.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at radiodirect.com/privacy. Texting enrolls for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply. Reply stop to opt out. Text help for help. Consult a doctor prior to use.
Wow, you look amazing. What have you been doing?
You've heard of Ozempic, Wegovy, and the other GLP-1 medications that are all over the news, right? Well, I found this great company called Zelfie, and if you qualify, you can get medications like Ozempic and Wegovy and other GLP-1s at 80 to 90% savings without insurance, all 100% online.
Wait, I can get GLP-1 medications for 80 to 90% less and do it all online? No long wait at the doctor's office or pharmacy?
Yes, Zelfie can provide semaglutide and tirzepatide, the active ingredients in Ozempic and other expensive GLP-1s, for 80 to 90% less and shipped direct to your door.
Amazing. How do I get started?
Just send them a text.
Text SLIM to 797979 to get started today with Zelfie. Get the same active ingredients in Wegovy or Ozempic for 80 to 90% less, 100% online. Don't wait. Text SLIM to 797979 right now for your exclusive offer. Text SLIM to 797979. That's SLIM to 797979.
These statements and products have not been evaluated or approved by the FDA for weight loss.
The Armstrong and Getty Show, weekdays noon to 2 on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. Now, back to the Ralph Bailey Show.
You can go your own way. You can go your own way. 842-5376, 842-KERN. What do you got?
Let's see. I know you don't have kids, Ralph. It's much harder to move on from an abusive marriage when there are kids. It's just not that easy. You are separating the kids from their dad, even though it isn't the intention. That is how the kids will see it.
See, I think I disagree, and you're right. I have no children. But I would think it would be not easier, but more imperative to leave if you have children for fear that this crazy person may attack the kids. And again, I don't mean to bring up specific cases, but that's why I don't think Leticia Perez can ever go back to her husband. Because when he went off, he threatened the children, and it's your responsibility if you I don't want to say don't care about your own self, or if you believe that, well, he'll never really hurt me, you have to think about those kids. You have to keep them in a safe, comfortable environment. And if you've got an out of control drinker, because 8 times out of 10, it's alcohol or drugs that fuels this thing. You get a guy, some people just don't handle their liquor well. And some folks, get jolly when they get intoxicated. Some people get introspective. And some people just get flat out mean. That was what they used to say about Johnny Carson, that he was really bad drunk and would get really verbally vicious and There's a great story when he was back in New York, that's when he really, really drank, apparently, when he and Ed were young, and that he went to the Copacabana and rudely, and this is in his lawyer's book about Johnny Bushkin. I forget his first name. I think it's Henry. But he got drunk and rudely hit on this woman. She ended up being a guma of one of the five families' wise guys, and they put a contract out on Carson, and he shut the show down. He literally didn't show up to the show for like a couple of days. And if you know anything about the mafia, there was a guy named Joe Colombo, was the head of one of the five families. And this was depicted in The Sopranos a little bit, where he was all about, he was the guy that negotiated Joe Colombo with Francis Ford Coppola and got Coppola not to use the word mafia in the movie. And if you watch Godfather 1 and Godfather 2, the word mafia comes up once. And it's when Michael is testifying before a Senate committee and he says, I'm not a part of La Cosa Nostra or Mafia, whatever name you may have. It's the only time the word mafia comes up in either one of the three films, actually. And Colombo worked that out. He was a really prideful man. He had these, he felt like, the black folks got the NAACP and the Jews have their organizations, blah, 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 and Italians should have theirs. And I have no idea where I was going with this.
We're talking about how parents, separating the kids from the family members, the dads, that's how they'll see it regardless of if it's an abusive relationship or not.
Yeah, I don't know. I totally forgot where I was going with that. But doesn't matter because we've got 30 seconds. I don't know if that's old age or just that I'm sick, because I really have no idea where I was going with that.
I think it's because you're feeling it a little bit.
Yeah. Where was I going with that? Oh, well. We headed to the 5 on this Thursday. It's TRBS. Don't go anywhere.
This is AM 1180 KERN. Green Acres. This is 96.1 FM. Bakersfield. Online at KERNradio.com.
News this hour from Town Hall. I'm Keith Peters in Washington. The Senate on Thursday rejected legislation to extend Affordable Care Act tax credits. Senators rejected a Democratic bill to extend the subsidies for 3 years and a Republican alternative that would have created new health savings accounts. Senate Majority Whip John Barrasso says Democrats are trying to prop up a failed program.
Obamacare robbed the American people of choice as well as affordability. So the Democrats are back here today saying they want to send an additional $83 billion directly from the Treasury of the United States to the pockets of the health insurance companies of America. Mr. President, Obamacare has failed so badly that Democrats continue to use taxpayer dollars to try to hide the failure.
A Maryland man whose case became a flashpoint of the immigration crackdown has been ordered released while he fights deportation. Correspondent Jennifer King reports.
A federal judge has ordered Immigration and Customs Enforcement to release Tomar Albrego Garcia from detention, asking for a status update no later than 5 p.m. Thursday. It's a victory for the Salvadoran national, whose deportation to a notorious prison in El Salvador became national news. U.S. District Judge Paula Zinnes writes that since Albrego Garcia's return from wrongful detention in El Salvador, he's been redetained again without lawful authority. The order is drawing criticism from the Department of Homeland Security. Assistant Secretary Tricia McLaughlin called the release order naked judicial activism by an Obama-appointed judge and says they will fight it tooth and nail in the courts. I'm Jennifer King.
Albrego Garcia walked out of a detention center at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. A mixed day on Wall Street as the Dow was up by 646 points, the NASDAQ dropped 60, the S&P 500 advanced 14. More at townhall.com.
Everyone is watching major movements ripple through the markets these days, sparked by new policy shifts out of Washington and activity from the Federal Reserve. Americans have faced uncertainty before, and every time we've found our footing again. The real secret to long-term financial peace is simple. Keep your eyes on the horizon and understand the fundamentals that drive real stability. That's exactly why Advantage Gold is inviting you to call 800-741-GOLD right now. We'll send you a free Gold IRA rollover kit, along with a complimentary copy of economist Ken Rogoff's insightful book, Our Dollar, Your Problem. Inside, you'll learn how to defend your retirement savings against inflation, market swings, and reckless fiscal policies with tangible assets like precious metals that have preserved wealth for centuries. It's no wonder Advantage Gold has been America's #1 gold company for the past decade. Take a smart step toward protecting what you've earned. Call 800-741-GOLD. That's 800-741-4653. Consult your financial advisor before investing. Call 800-741-GOLD.
From the KERN Newsroom, your live and local news update on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
A wreck in the Rosamond area, and it was fatal. I'm Chris Davis. The identity of the person killed still has not been released, and the Kern County Coroner's Office says they will do that later. The wreck was Wednesday afternoon at about 3:30, says the Highway Patrol. A dark-colored Jeep and a Honda Pilot crashed, trapping two people and killing one of them on West Avenue A and 70th Street West. Police have not discussed the cause of the wreck. The 15-year-old who had run away from home Friday has been found and is safe, say Bakersfield police. They had been asking people to be on the lookout for Albert Holguin in the Old River Road area, but that is no longer necessary. In Arvin, the city is searching for a new chief of police. They have gone through 4 of them in the last 10 years, and the mayor tells Channel 23 that one of the challenges in keeping a chief is finding someone who is a good leader for the department, but who also understands the city and loves the community. The department is short about 5 officers, and whoever takes over as chief would also be in charge of helping find and keeping good police officers. Meanwhile, in Bakersfield, 6 officers were honored this week for their exceptional service this year, including one cop who, according to Chief Greg Terry, got truck drivers to move underneath a suicidal person who was hanging from a sign on an overpass. Here are the officers getting honors. Detective of the Year was Detective Carson Perrier. Dispatcher of the Year was Angela Capatillo. Officer of the Year was Officer Rudy Olo Beruman. Crisis Intervention Team member was Officer Christina Perkins. Civilian of the Year was Call Taker Hope Williams, and Supervisor of the Year was Sergeant Johnny Ramirez. I'm Chris Davis in the KERN Newsroom with news every half hour and when it breaks on FM 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
What do you think? This is the Army where you shoot them a mile away? You gotta get a post like this little thing, you blow their brains all over your nice Ivy League suit.
It's the Ralph Bailey Show on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
Now make sure you leave the house when you make the call. You understand me? You hear me? Call from an outside line. I mean it.
Call in or text to 661-842-KERN. That's 661-842-5376. Listen live at KERNradio.com. Now, the host you've been waiting all day for. Live from the KERN studio, here's Ralph Bailey.
Final hour of the broadcast on this Thursday, 11th day of December. It's the Ralph Bailey Show on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. We're streaming live at KERNradio.com. We still got lots to do. I put together a couple of packages of Jasmine Crockett, kind of illustrating why she does not belong in the United States Senate. But let's face it, Democrats are on a roll. They won a couple of governors' races in New Jersey and the Commonwealth of Virginia. They won a much expected victory out in Arizona, where a daughter took over for her longtime congressional father. And on Tuesday, for the first time in decades, a Democrat won a mayoral race down in Miami. And they haven't had a Republican in the Senate in the Lone Star State since I was Chris's age, literally. So she's got a long way to go. it'll be interesting to see who she's up against if, in fact, she wins the Democratic primary, because John Cornyn is the Republican incumbent, but he's in trouble. And the Attorney General of the state, a guy by the name of, I'm blacking out, please stand by. Hey Siri, who's the Attorney General of Texas?
The answer I found is
Ken Paxton. He is the challenger in that primary. And rarely does a sitting senator get primaried like that, unless Donald Trump assigns it. But a lot of Texans think, and recent polls have Paxton very, very close to Cornyn, but either one of them will beat Jasmine Crockett. And I'll show you why a little bit later in the program. In the meantime, I told you the story of Michael Virgil. We got into this with Howard, who brought up personal responsibility, and I get that. But legally, bartenders, bar owners, restaurant owners, and I should have had Cassie Biddle come in and talk about this because she's very well aware, you can't overserve people. You really can't. If you're serving somebody who's drunk, remember when the guy who was just in court the other day, the Christmas parade dude who injured folks in the Christmas parade, 3 years ago? I think 3 years ago. And they got a DUI like a month or two later. We remember, if you remember, you probably don't, but they were saying he was drinking downtown. And I, living downtown and have a lot of friends that own restaurants and bars downtown. And I was praying, we talked about this. Said, I hope that he wasn't at, one of my friends' bars, one of my friends' restaurants, because you have a responsibility. If you're serving somebody who's drunk, you have to cut them off if they are noticeably 3 sheets to the wind. And again, the big mystery is, how in the world did they serve him 33 cocktails? Have you ever even heard of that? 33 cocktails? Never heard of that in my life. And so he gets, and the weird thing is, the reason he was drinking so much apparently is that he was waiting for his cabin to get ready. Now, how on a cruise are all the rooms not clean? You know what I'm saying? Like, I get it at a hotel. Sorry, I forgot to turn the mic off. Because I'm the king of the 4 o'clock checkout. Some will give you 4, some will give you 3, but I'm the king of the late checkout. In fact, I can't remember the last time I was in a hotel. Well, when I went to Brandon's wedding, we checked out early because we had an 8 o'clock flight. But if I'm driving or if I don't have to catch an early flight, I love the late checkout. So I get that. You get there at 3 and they say, oh, well, your room's not ready. I get that. But we're on a boat. We're on a ship. How can the room not be ready? So while Mr. Virgil was getting all 3 sheets to the wind, his family left him to check on the room, and then he went into the cabins and started kicking on the door. You may have seen some video of this. And I guess he got belligerent, as you would think somebody would. I mean, how can you not be belligerent after 33 cocktails? How can you not be a different human being after 33 drinks? That's just crazy. And I can't wait till this trial starts so we can get some real information. Like, what was the time span? You know what I'm saying? 33 drinks?
That's what I want to know.
It'll take you hours.
How did you not die of alcohol poisoning?
Well, I'm sure that the Royal Caribbean is going to say that's what contributed to his life. And remember, the medical examiner is declaring this a homicide, an absolute homicide. Here is Michael Virgil's, and then they got him up. Well, his defense attorney will explain. Here he is.
Within 30 minutes to an hour, she gets a phone call saying he's dead. She got a phone call with the news. And that's just not supposed to happen. You know, you don't have to be a lawyer or an expert. Or you can just use your common sense to know something stinks. And when we got the ME report from the Los Angeles County Medical Examiner, it just had echoes of George Floyd. I don't know how else to say it. You have 5 people putting their entire body weight on Michael and mechanically asphyxiating him for 3 minutes, is what the medical examiner estimated. After which he was immobile for 2 minutes. His body was able to somehow come back, but ultimately that mechanical asphyxiation was the first domino that fell that caused his death. And there were lots of other things that happened. They overserved him. They injected him with Haldol and succinylcholine, 2 very powerful drugs, one of which, succinylcholine, is a muscle relaxant that is used for people going into general anesthesia. That's just not something you're supposed to be giving a man like this. But within 30 minutes to an hour, she gets a phone call saying he's dead.
Yeah, okay.
She got a phone call.
And yeah, that's how you die. When you go OD on muscle relaxants, your lungs stop working. You get so relaxed. This is crazy. And yeah, there's personal responsibility. And according to the defense attorney, and of course, this is what he's going to say, but saying he wasn't that big a drinker. But how did he knock down 30? I mean, again, we got to wait for the trial to start, because this is going to be crazy when these facts start coming out. You know, 33. You've ever heard of that? And why would you want to just keep pounding cocktails? That's why I don't believe that the defense attorney said he wasn't really a big drinker. Well, then he should have passed out after. But he's a big guy. Have you seen the video when he's kicking in the door? He was a huge man. But if you're not that big a drinker, you would think that after, I don't know, 7, 8, 9, you'd be passed out. You'd be out of it. Even in my heyday, in my 30s and 40s, just the idea of 12, 13 drinks is like, what? I don't get it. I don't get it. But I think his family's going to win big time. Big time. Because this is deemed, Colombo's on this case. They've deemed it a homicide. And I think they're going to win. I really do. What do you got on the board?
The persons of the year, in my opinion, the ticket ladies of the Bakersfield Police Department. They work really hard.
The Vita people?
I guess. Yeah.
Okay. I noticed that there has been an upkeep, that's not the word, an uptake on tickets going down 23rd Street. I had the drapes up this morning for the first time this week, trying to get some sunshine in my bedroom, and I must have seen, I took a little snapper at 10 o'clock, but I must have seen from like 7 to 9 or 10, I fell asleep right when the view was starting. I must have seen 5, 6 tickets from 7 to 9. I don't know if they have like a holiday, what's the word I'm looking for? What's the word I'm looking for? Quota, or whether it's just the holidays. They know people are drinking and they're putting more cops out on the streets. But if you're coming down 23rd, better slow down, or 24th for that matter. Although they don't really police 24th that much, I've noticed. But there's a motorcycle cop that hides out in the alleys on 23rd, and you're going down, and he was just picking them off one by one. As soon as he pulled one over, because they normally either stop at my street or a little bit further, they'll stop by the nail shop or Ramco or maybe the Arco. And as soon as he'd give one ticket, he'd go back across 23rd, come down 21st, and go hide in the alley. And then 2-3 minutes later, he had another one. I literally saw about 7 or 8 tickets this morning. So slow it down and go through Westchester. That's I've asked my Uber drivers of late because it hasn't really kicked in. I suspect after this weekend, Westchester will really be lighted up, not lit, but lighted up. And it's unbelievable the money people spend on. I mean, their electricity bill must be crazy.
Unless you got solar, and then it kind of makes sense. Real quick though, with the grammar, it's not lit.
No, it's lighted.
I've never heard anyone ever said the word lighted in my life.
Well, have you ever heard anybody say I couldn't care less?
Yes, I hear that all the time.
Really? Because most people say, I heard Randy just say it, I could care less, which means you could care.
Right.
I care so little, I couldn't possibly care less. But everybody I know says I could care less.
It's no, I could not possibly care less.
Yes. But yes, it's
No, it's the same thing. Trust me, I agree with you on that one. And the same thing when I hear anybody say like technically or anything like that, that's not actually the word.
Hey Siri, what is the past tense of to light? Oh, they're both acceptable. Huh, my bad.
I've never heard anybody say lighted.
Both lighted and lit are acceptable alternative forms for the past tense of the verb to light.
I've always heard just like I lit a candle or I lit.
Yeah. Well, I'm a grammar snob. I say lighted.
That's why I had to ask, because I was like, you're the one that would know, but I'm just like, I've never heard lighted before in my life.
I didn't know it was both though. All right. I'm a grammar snob. Former copy editor. I don't know, it's just my mother was the one that started it. She really is. She was an English major at Knoxville College. And she would I would speak well just so I didn't have to hear Harriet tell me, it's I, Ralph. Okay, I thought it was me. Sorry. Let's go. Tampa Bay and Atlanta are underway. I have to wait till 9 o'clock tonight. And then it sucks when you watch it on the NFL Network at 9 o'clock because they repeat it. It's on Prime. I don't have Prime. Still haven't gotten rid of Paramount, by the way.
You're dancing with fire here. You're going to get charged again.
I know. I'm back up over 200 bills. I worked so hard to get my bill down to under $200 a month. And again, little tip, how do you do it? You threaten to quit. I'm telling you. You tell them I'm going to Spectrum, and they will suck on your big toe. Well, wait a minute, Mr. Bailey. Maybe we can work something out. Oh, is that right? And then I signed up for Paramount Plus for The Landman, and I've seen, I think, 3 episodes. But this weekend, I'm going to lay on my backside and finish Diddy. He's doing a media tour now.
Really?
And says he's got more stuff that he didn't use. He said it was only
release a second one.
He said it's only a 4 episode series. And he said we couldn't because he was on with Sherry. I forget Sherry. She was Robert's cop partner and Everybody Loves Raymond, the black chick. She was on The View for a while. I love her. Gargantuan boobs. That's not why I love her, but that's how you would know her. I'm not trying to make a sexual reference, but she's got like F's. And she had him on his show. And she was asking him, how did you get this footage? And he wouldn't really tell her. And he said, how did you edit? And he said, well, we've got some more stuff. And she's like, so that means something else is coming out? He's like, yeah, probably. Yeah.
Waiting for all this to boil down and then sent out another one.
Yeah. In fact, let's hear some Fitty. Play a little Fitty as we go out this evening. Quick break. More TRBS. News Talk 96.1, AM 1180, KRN. Streaming live, KRNradio.com.
News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180, KERN. Start your day right. News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180, KERN.
For 30 years, the Buena Vista Museum of Natural History and Science has been a place of discovery, curiosity, and wonder. And they couldn't have done it without your help and support.
Hi, this is Coral, Executive Director with Buena Vista Museum of Natural History and Science. We want to thank our incredible donors, our members, our dedicated volunteers, and those who have supported us every step of the way. Because of your generosity, we have expanded science education, exploration, and the preservation of natural history right here in Bakersfield. And during this holiday season, more than ever, our thoughts turn gratefully to those who have made our progress and success possible. It's in this spirit that we say simply, but sincerely, thank you. Wishing you a joyful holiday season and Happy New Year.
From your friends at the Buena Vista Museum of Natural History and Science, thank you for your support these past 30 years. We appreciate you.
My Patriot Supply, America's most trusted survival food company, wishes you and yours a very Merry Christmas. As our gift to you, we've got an amazing deal on survival food kits. Buy one, gift two. That's right, for a limited time, when you grab our best-selling 4-week emergency food kit, we'll include 2 one-week kits free to hand out as gifts. That's 4 weeks of emergency food for you, and 2 ready-to-give gifts for anyone on your list who's into preparedness, or anyone who needs a nudge in that direction. But they're only available for a limited time. Grab yours at mypatriotsupply.com and give the gift of food security this Christmas. With 2,000 calories per day, 16 delicious meal and snack varieties, and up to 25-year shelf life, it's no wonder our 4-week food kit is the best-selling emergency food supply of all time. But the buy one, gift two Christmas special won't last long. So claim yours now at mypatriotsupply.com. That's mypatriotsupply.com.
Are the rising waters of expenses and debt threatening to drown you? Many people try to stay afloat by borrowing more money or using debt settlement programs, but those can take years. If you're trapped under credit card debt, medical bills, payday loans, or buy now, pay later plans, Chapter 7 bankruptcy could free you much sooner, in about 4 months and for a fraction of the cost. Stop the harassing calls and letters, rebuild your credit quickly, and clear the way for a fresh start. At Clean Slate BK Group, consumer Chapter 7 bankruptcies are all we do. We can help you erase credit card debt, medical bills, personal loans, even past due utility bills. Find out if you qualify at no cost and with no obligation. Go to csbk.com. This is an attorney advertisement. Your results may vary, and prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome. Clean Slate BK Group PC, located at 7 Penn Plaza, Suite 601, New York, 10001, is responsible for the content of this ad. For more information, visit csbk.com. That's csbk.com. Your clean slate starts here.
The Clay Travis and Buck Sexton Show, live 9 to noon. Now, back to the Ralph Bailey Show on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
I got what you need. You need to feel the buzz. I'm in the come give me a hug. Getting rough. When I pull up out front, you see the Benz.
So you know he's all over my algorithm. That's why I saw him on the Sherry Show. And they went back a couple of years and showed the interview he did with Charlemagne the God. And
and talked
DJ
about
Envy.
the wedding and how he was trying to take him shopping and all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. He said, he tried to take me shopping. I said, what'd you say? Take me shopping?
See, what's funny is I don't know who was on the show with Char that day, but whoever the woman was like, that's not that big of a deal.
Angela.
Was it Angela at that time?
Angela. You remember her? She was on the show. She just got her own show.
That's why I asked, because that's like they've subbed out so many hosts out of that show the last couple of years. But
No, they haven't. Yeah,
because they have Jess Hilarious on there now instead of Angela.
And
They have
Lorraine-
another woman in there. That's in there.
The girl from TMZ.
Right.
You didn't recognize her from TMZ?
No, I've seen her once or twice.
The dark-skinned girl?
But and then obviously Charlotte and the other guy have been on there.
DJ Envy. They've been. You know how long they've been on the air? 15 years.
Yeah.
We're doing 13 in March, but it's crazy. And he went through the same thing I did. I didn't know that you don't realize most even successful talk show hosts go through it. Because it was, who was the guy who doesn't get along with anybody, said he was the chairman of Revolt? Anyway, he was on giving him crap. And they talked about the fact that he'd been fired 4 or 5 times. And then DJ Envy talked about it, how when they approached DJ
Dame Dash is the guy.
Dame Dash. And when they approached DJ Envy, he was reluctant to team up because they were celebrating their 15th anniversary. And he said, I was reluctant to hook up with you. And he was like, why? Because he goes, because I heard you've been fired like 4 times. And he's like, so? And he said, well, I roll the dice. But yeah, Jess Hilarious is hilarious.
Oh, she's great.
You know where she's from, don't you?
Well, I've known her from the Wild and Out show.
Exactly. And Lauren is the dark-skinned, cute, young black girl who used to be on TMZ,
right?
Which we don't get anymore. I don't understand. But if you're an entertainment freak like I am, it's a great show. It's Harvey Levin, and I forget the brother's name, Charles.
Yeah, I think it's Charles something.
But Harvey Levin is an attorney, and he's done with TMZ what Mike Trahi has done for 17, where Trahi brought his newspaper experience and had those guys, brought in Jason Kotowski, another newspaper guy. And unlike most of the other TV stations, although they've kind of caught on, Trahi had them working as newspaper reporters. In other words, going down to the courts, looking up warrants, where, again, I don't think most common man knows this, but if you're arrested and they have to serve a warrant, they have to make that public record. And that's when you get the details, the cops, of exactly what happened in this crime. A lot of TV stations, especially when I was doing TV in the 20th century, just didn't do that kind of stuff. But Trahi's got them doing that. And that's what Harvey Levin did for TMZ, where he used his lawyer skills to show his staff how to look stuff up, how to look up, lawsuits and things like that. And then they pay some of their witnesses, and it's LA, so everybody's got a phone, and they're always breaking news. They broke the damn, did you know this? They broke the Sharon Moore story. I was like, what?
Doesn't surprise me.
Because they do have TMZ Sports.
Right.
You ever watch that?
Sometimes. I don't catch it all the time, but it's pretty good. I mean, like you said, they're always first at it, but
they really are.
I'm skeptical about a lot of it just because of, like what you say, you never know fully what the whole story is until all the information comes out, and very rarely do they have all the information when they release these things.
Well, they're in the middle of a controversial story. I can't remember what it was, but where they're claiming they broke a story, and I can't remember what the story was, but the people are denying it. And they said we quadrupled down on our sources, and they're saying we're standing by it. I wish I could remember what it was, but my head's a little foggy, and I'm an old man who smokes THC. I'm watching the Bucks game, and they're checking this guy for head injury. Did you see what happened to CeeDee Lamb? Holy cow. I'll talk about that when we come back. Don't go anywhere.
News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
With us are the news. I'm Keith Peters in Washington. Indiana Republican senators voted down a new congressional map created to give the GOP an advantage in the upcoming 2026 election. 21 senators from the Republican supermajority and the chamber's 10 Democrats voted against the map Thursday, which would have split the city of Indianapolis into 4 districts.
And they were talking about
Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem has linked the seizure of an oil tanker off the coast of Venezuela to the Trump administration's counter-drug efforts. During testimony Thursday to the House Homeland Security Commission, Noem lauded the U.S. forces' unusual move to take control of a merchant ship. On Wall Street, the Dow up by 646 points, the NASDAQ dropped 60. More details at srnnews.com.
News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. From the KERN Newsroom, your live and local news update on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
I'm Chris Davis. A fatal wreck in the Rosamond area. The Highway Patrol says a person died Wednesday afternoon about 3:30 when a Honda Pilot and a Jeep crashed on West Avenue A and 70th Street West. The name of the person killed has not been made public. The mayor of Cal City, Marquette Hawkins, says the anonymous person accusing him of corruption on social media, saying he benefits from the choice of an energy company, has not made a case for that. Hawkins tells Bakersfield Now you can't just say something like that and have insufficient evidence to prove the point. Arvin is looking for a new police chief. The former chief of Delano has been recruited to help with the search. They've had 4 chiefs in 10 years. They are also short about 5 officers. I'm Chris Davis in the KERN newsroom with news every half hour and when it breaks on FM 96.1 and AM 1180. KERN.
And we're back. Another commercial for California Fruit Depot.
Cal Fruit Depot.
First, it needs to be said that a lot of listeners are complaining that you're not pulling your own weight on these commercials.
Wait, this is a 1-minute podcast. I'll leave with that. Now back to you.
If you're wearing a jacket and you're hearing this commercial, come on out to California Fruit Depot. Come on out and see us.
Not Christmas.
Oranges.
It's a jacket special.
Dates, shakes, smoothies, all those things. They're available.
What
Come
else
on out.
do
You
you
can
have out
ship them to family and friends all over the country.
Shipping available.
Another thing I like to talk about is getting a jingle.
Yes,
we need a jingle.
We do need it.
All musicians, bands. Hey, if you got AI capabilities, send us an AI commercial.
Submit it.
For California Fruit Depot. Has to be radio friendly.
California Fruit Depot.
Got your citrus. Got your nuts.
Who's going to be 2?
Come get some dates. Come get your dates.
Send your jingle to citrusjinglecontest@gmail.com and come out to California Fruit Depot. Google us for directions, or you can visit us online at calfruitdepot.com.
Hey, I made the commercial. On the next Armstrong and Getty show, are you familiar with the term slop, internet slop, lazy, stupid, barely amusing stuff we scroll through? Are we turning our own lives into slop to post online? A disturbing question. We'll have the answer.
And if you're looking for something that'll make you throw up in your mouth a little bit, an influencer explains how to decolonize your Christmas on the next Armstrong and Getty show.
Weekdays noon to 2 on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
You're listening to the Ralph Bailey Show. Catch me weekday morning 6 to 9 a.m. on First Look with Scott Cox, News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
What happened to Fitty? I only get one? Yeah, I wanted for the rest of the breaks.
Oh, I didn't know if it was like the whole way. I got one more for you.
All right. Love me some Fitty. 842-5376, 842-KERN. Let's play the package of the off-duty pilot who literally lost his mind. Well, that's not true. I just said that I'm a grammar freak, and I said he literally lost his mind, which would mean his brain would be, it'd be like Spock. You ever seen that Star Trek episode where they go searching for Spock's brain? You ever seen that one? That's a pretty good one. Lee Meredith is in that. Lee Meredith, who played, because they had a host of Catwomen in Batman, the original series, Eartha Kitt, and the best one was Julie Newmar. Was Cat? Ooh, she was a sexy woman. But Lee Meredith played it as well. She would be Barnaby Jones' assistant in Buddy Ebsen's series, Barnaby Jones. Produced by Quinn Martin, whose son Cliff I went to high school with. But this guy figuratively lost his mind. He was an off-duty pilot. Well, I'll let them explain. Here we go.
What's wrong?
Well, stop. Start again. I should have prefaced. This is real audio in the cockpit. So he's an off-duty. He works for Alaska Airlines. This is an Horizon flight. And he's in the jump seat, just getting a free ride. And the 2 pilots obviously are ahead of him. And this is actual audio from the cockpit.
You want to be home? Okay. What's going on?
He's trying to shut down the plane.
Huh?
Yeah. Guys, and we need to make an emergency landing.
I'm sorry, who's that?
That's Horizon 2059. We've got a jump gear. Just try to shut our engines off. We need to go direct to Portland now.
Throttle. The flight crew averted catastrophe and safely landed at Portland International Airport. Emerson was taken into custody, hauled off the airplane, then interrogated by police.
Hey man, so what's going on?
I'm having a nervous breakdown. Okay. I don't really know why.
Emerson told investigators he'd taken psychedelic mushrooms 2 days before the incident and hadn't slept in 48 hours.
So were you trying to kill yourself? I just want to wake up. I don't feel like this is real. I didn't feel like this was real. So when did you finally notice that this was real? When I saw the look on people's faces and you guys brought me out.
Last month, a federal judge sentenced Emerson to time served and 3 years of supervised release.
Wow. Supervised release. You see what I'm saying? We have no manner in which to deal with mentally ill people. Supervised, what does that mean? He's got to check in at some mental hospital once a week or something? This guy should not be loose. And why are mushrooms so popular amongst older people?
I hear that there are studies that are showing that it can help with PTSD and a lot of other things, but I think that's just an excuse for people really to dive in themselves.
You'd be surprised who takes mushrooms. I know some people that you all would know by name who are my age or in their 50s.
They microdose?
Who take mushrooms.
I know a lot of, well, I don't know a lot of people, but I know some people that have pills that are mushrooms that are like, they do the same thing.
I just don't trust myself. I don't like being out of control, or I've done it twice, I think. I did it with Skelly. I've told you that once. We were, his parents were out of town, and we did it at his house, and we got in his mother's, like, Lincoln Continental. I forgot what you drive, but it had a moon roof, and we just sat in the car and looked at the stars in the driveway for like 45 minutes. And
Seems
I swear,
like 4 hours.
No, it felt like it was like 5 minutes.
Oh, it went the opposite way for you.
It went the opposite way for me, yeah. Where I felt like how long were we sitting there? And he's like, it's been like almost an hour. I was like, what?
That's crazy.
We were sitting in the car for an hour. He goes, yeah. We left at like 8. It was like 9, 10 when we got back in here. I was like, wow. Felt like it was 10 minutes. And we just sat there and we talked. But we didn't look at each other. We just stared at the stars. And I remember we talked about life in space. Like, what do you think? Is there life in space? And Skelly was like, gave one of the best. He says, it has to be. He said, it's the arrogance of humans that we're the only living beings in the galaxy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And I was like, I remember distinctly saying this. I said, damn, that's deep.
See, that's what I laugh at with this, because every story I've ever heard about with somebody on mushrooms always reminds me of the stereotypical thing you want to see on television of people who are stoners.
Right.
It's always that, like, everyone always thinks that's what stoners are like, but it's actually the people who take mushrooms that they're feeling like that.
Yeah. I sort of, wow. I've never thought of that. That's really deep.
God. I'm sorry. I laugh because I've had the exact same conversations, so I get it.
We were like 17. We were seniors. But I just don't trust myself.
I'm the same way. That's why I don't like getting hammered anymore. Like, when I get belligerently drunk, I hate it or I can't say I hate it because I haven't done it in years, but when I was getting belligerently drunk back when I was younger, I hated the feeling. I hated not being in control of what I was doing. It sucked. I didn't like it.
Yeah. I can't do it anymore, thankfully. If I have more than 3 cocktails, I'm worthless the next day. Really am. I can't do it. Did I tell you, have I talked about this, that I went back to the Arco?
Yes. I think you told me off air.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, I don't think I've told the listeners.
I don't think so.
I got sick last weekend. I think it's the pills that I take, because I know you don't want to hear this because it's disgusting and gross, but I throw up a lot. I really do. That night after the funeral, Gary Leary's funeral, and I smoked a cigar that day. I didn't come to work the next day. I got so sick. I had diarrhea and I was thrown up. And so last weekend I got sick, and I can't remember why, but I think it has something to do. Now I'm on 7 drugs because I've added vitamin D, and magnesium that I'm taking every day. So I'm taking 7 pills a day.
Well, some of them are vitamins.
Yeah, most of them I take once a day, but the hydralazine and the clonidine for my blood pressure I take 3 times a day. If you watch on YouTube, you probably see me take it because I take them at 9, 4, and 11 o'clock. And I was sick as a dog Saturday night into Sunday morning. Got no sleep Saturday night, literally. And around 7 o'clock, I walked up to the Arco. I was going to get some Alka-Seltzer and some Tums. And I walked out of the doors, and the trash can was about 6 or 7 feet. And the symptoms came on, the watery mouth, the sweaty forehead. And I started to walk toward the trash can and didn't make it. And threw up right in front of the door at the Arco. Just blah. And then I'm trying to get to the trash can. I get about halfway there and blah. And at this point, I'm like, screw the trash can. And I tried to walk into the parking lot. I got to the steps, blah. And then I'm like behind the Chinese restaurant by the smog thing, blah. And thank God it was like 7 o'clock in the morning on a Sunday, so there was nobody in the parking lot. But I felt so bad, so I hadn't gone to the Arco in like a week. I couldn't face those guys because I go in there all the time. And those guys know me,
right?
And I just felt so bad, and I almost went back. Should I have gone back and apologized or said, "Give me a hose, I'll water it down"?
I feel like the thought of it is nice, but those guys probably deal with so much stuff on a daily basis. That probably was the least of their worries.
Wow, so embarrassing.
Can you imagine the homeless people that do worse things than that right in front of their store? Like,
And we have another new border. They cleared them out on 24th, 23rd Street, but now we got another guy who's like right on the corner, and it's just so filthy. I mean, I thought I was a slob, but these guys, how do you have so much stuff? If you're homeless, how do you, like, cups and stuff and just garbage and just like right along? So if you see garbage along a wall on 23rd Street, that's where I live. That's my roommate. And we've got the screamers back too.
Oh, fun.
Yeah. And then I was taking the garbage out the other night and saw a fight amongst 3 homeless guys. There was one guy searching through the trash can, right? And as I'm pouring out my trash, another guy is walking down the alley, and the guy goes, "What are you laughing at? What are you laughing at?" And I'm like, "You gotta be kidding me." But of course I stood and saw what was going on. And then another guy came down the alley because he kept walking, and the guy stayed at the trash can. And the guy on the bike started coming down and was like, "What did he say to you? What did he say to you? Come back here." Chased him across 23rd Street and jumped him behind the apartments that I used to live in on D. And they just started going at it. And I was just wild. I was like, damn. And my boy on the bike beat the brakes off this kid. I don't know. There's like a homeless community, which is crazy, you know? And I live near retail. So these guys all hang out around my apartment complex. And thank God for my man, Jason, our owner, who's put up a fence with a key code. And if not, I don't remember. I mean, I do remember, but it was horrible when we didn't have a fence. I told you the time that I was on vacation, and this guy and his gal and a dog, they came in and laid down a sheet and like had a picnic in our front yard. I was using the water, which is right outside my window, using our faucet. They were filling the water, and I don't mean to be a bad guy, but I called the non-emergency line and I said, I know it's, not a high priority call, but I've got a guy and his wife and his dog kicking it in our front yard. Could you come just chase them away, please? And they actually showed up within like half an hour, 45 minutes. But before they put that gate up, man, it was crazy. And people used to walk through our complex, like the people that live in Jay Tamsey's complex on the other side of the alley. and Steve Holloway's apartments on that other side on D Street. By the way, if you're looking for an apartment, Steve Holloway has an apartment open on D Street, and those are really nice. I kind of dated, air quotes, a girl who lived in one of them, so I've been inside of them. I don't think they have central air, but I think they have those little box air conditioners.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but it's a really nice complex, and Steve takes really good care of it. But so if you're looking for a complex, I know a lot of people looking for apartments. That's why I always tell people, if you're looking for an apartment, you want to live downtown, just get a legal pad and a pen and just drive around and look for rent signs. They're up all the time. That apartment that I love so much on 21st and D with the balcony right on the corner, that thing's been vacant for like months. But I love where I live. I love where I live. They're going to have to throw my behind out. I love my apartment, even though it's old as Methuselah. And the sink drips and, my roof collapsed about a year ago. I had water in my living room. But I love my complex. I love my neighbors, other than the little snooty waitress. And her boyfriend's cool. Her husband, I don't know. But the snooty little waitress is a very nice woman. I told you the story. I was walking back from Marco. She was getting out of her car. And we made eye contact. And she still closed the gate. I'm like, really? You couldn't leave it ajar? We made eye contact. You saw me. You know me. I'm the old black guy that lives in the complex. And she got out of her car and closed the gate. I was 10 yards away. I was like, some people. I won't tell you where she works. La Mariscos. Let's go and take our final break. Oh, the night. Wrap this thing up. Let me go jump back in bed. Sorry. I got to turn the mic off. Till about 7:30 at 68 degrees, I was lying in bed with a blanket and a top cover, whatever you call it, shivering, literally. With just a minute and a half left in the first quarter, the Bucks are up 7-0 on Chris's Atlanta Falcons. Oh, that's what I was talking about. The fact that I can't watch it till 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
And what sucks is they say it starts at 9. So I purposely tune in at like 9:15, and many times they don't start until like 9:30.
Yeah,
and they show you the score.
You already know the score before the game. That's annoying.
And it's like, yeah, I'm not going to stay up till midnight to watch a game that I know the score.
True.
I spent the whole night trying to stay ignorant, not putting it on ESPN, not going on any of the sports channels, not looking at my phone. And then I'm like, all right, it's 9 o'clock. Let me wait a couple of minutes. And they're still interviewing guys. And if they're interviewing, like a Falcon, then clearly the Falcons won.
Yeah.
You don't even need to see the score. But knowing that I'm not going to get any sleep tonight, I'll probably end up watching it. And maybe I'll watch the 3rd episode of Diddy. Quick timeout. Final break of the night. Keep it locked. The Charlie Kirk Show at the top of the hour. Tomorrow's a Friday. Rick Bentley, Brandon Lang. And we have another guest tomorrow, but I cannot remember, just like I couldn't remember Darren Carr last night. Who is our 3rd guest tomorrow? We'll find out. Stand by for a mystery guest tomorrow on the Ralph Bailey Show on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN, streaming live at kernradio.com.
News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. Start your day right. First look.
What? Oh.
Whatever, ready.
What did we do today? Anything funny?
Let's do the mushroom story if you wanted to.
Do what?
The mushroom store, if you wanted to.
Or Sharon Moore.
Yeah, there you go.
3, 2. So we know much more about fired Michigan coach Sharon Moore. He's been arrested for assault where he tried to break into the girl's house who he was having an affair with. And he's an OnlyFans guy who's been stalking models, and he's been to a P. Diddy party. This guy is a piece of work. 3, 2. It's that man again. Look what's coming up on the Friday TRBS. Well, our entertainment reporter from KGET, Rick Bentley, will be here. And, of course, Brandon Lang as we wrap up collegiate and NFL football at me at 3. It's TRBS. News Talk 96.1, AM 1180, KERN. I'll see you at 3.
Model code SDD-11 for only $239 a month on a 36-month lease. $4,800 due at lease signing plus tax and license. 0 security deposit. 10,000-mile year limit. 15 cents per mile overage. MSRP $36,506. VIN number S3331256.
Meet Paul Sheldon's client, Norma Diaz, owner of La Rosa Fruit Bars and Ice Cream.
Hi, I'm Norma Diaz from La Rosa Fruit Bars and Ice Cream, and I'm a client and friend of Paul Sheldon. I've known Paul for many, many years, and my parents happened to be his first clients. So, of course, I called Paul and immediately felt this peace come over me, knowing that I didn't have to freak out about making a big decision. His knowledge about Medicare and your health insurance needs are beyond compare, and I was taken care of immediately by his wonderful staff. He knew everything that I needed and what I wouldn't need, so I was pretty much in and out of there in record time. If you're getting to that age or you're going to be needing to know about Medicare, then he's the one to call. He will totally help you out and get you pointed in the right direction. You're going to leave there feeling a great accomplishment and no concerns. And even if you have questions later, his staff can help you out. Those feelings are just priceless to me. So call Paul. You'll be glad you did.
When Medicare matters, our team has the answers. Team Paul Sheldon.
398-2298.
Do you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS like Joe?
I started a woodworking business. I was able to build beautiful furniture, but had no handle on the business side of things, so quickly fell behind in my taxes. 1 year of being behind in taxes quickly turned into 5 years. I ended up owing almost $37,000.
Then Joe found Tax Relief Advocates.
I would hear ads for tax relief advocates. One day it just clicked. This is my exact situation that I'm in. So I wrote down the number and called from the car when I got home that day. TRA saved me 99% of what I owed the IRS, and that brought a huge sense of relief.
If you owe 10 or even hundreds of thousands of dollars to the IRS, don't lose hope. Do what Joe did and call TRA for a consultation.
I'm really happy that I made that call, and I finally felt like I could breathe again.
Visit TRA.com or call 800-484-4743. 800-484-4743. That's 800-484-4743.
Must qualify for enrollment. Results may vary.
I'm JR Flores. Catch my show, The JR Show, weekdays at 2 p.m. Now, back to The Ralph Bailey Show on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
Did he say? You want to hear some audio?
Sure. Did he?
It's who did he date? Who's the white girl to talk shows that he dated?
This is a good question.
Chelsea Handler.
Ah, gotcha.
This is her.
I forget those two dated.
Dating 50 Cent. He convinced me to date him after he was on my show. It was like a Friday that he was a guest, I think. And then I came in over the weekend and there were like dozens and dozens of roses in my office. And my assistant was like, Curtis Cent has called 3 times. And I was like, who's Curtis Cent?
Curtis Cent
She's like,
is-
Fitty. I'm like, oh, really? Now it's Fitty? 2 white girls. I'm like, I went from Curtis to Fitty?
To Fitty.
So I was like, oh, and she goes, he wants to call you. I go, I don't want to talk to him. I go, he's like, all those guys used to hit on me. But it was like, just kind of like play.
Right.
But Curtis was sweet.
It felt different.
He was sweet because he seemed gangster, but he wasn't a gangster. Like the fact that he was shot so many times, you're like, how did you get shot? Like that doesn't
9
even make any
times.
sense. So then I was like, listen, I'm not going out with you. I go, I have a show in New Orleans this weekend. You're welcome to come. You can meet me in New Orleans. This is my hotel. You're welcome to get a room and you can come to my show. And, we'll go out and have a drink.
Right.
I go, do you want to go for a walk? And he goes, I can't really go for a walk outside. And I was like, who do you think you are? He's like, I can't go for a walk outside. And I was like, I think you can. Like, get over yourself. So we go for a walk.
What?
And it was crazy. Like, every person we saw was like, like this is, and I was like, oh shit, I didn't get it. Like, I didn't know, we're in New Orleans.
He's trying to tell you.
Like, black people, and everyone knew him. And it's like a major deal. He came to my show. He was very sweet. He's such a sweet guy. And he doesn't do drugs, which was the biggest disappointment of all. It's like, you don't drink or do drugs.
Right.
And we only dated for a very short time. But, people, it blew up because people were like, what are these two doing together? But he really was one of the sweetest people. I'm dating.
See, that's why I like Fitty. Doesn't do drugs, doesn't drink. One of the few people, the only people I know that are like that, Deion Sanders. Who else? Kobe didn't drink.
Kobe didn't drink
drugs. Yeah. Who else can we think is total sober people?
I'm sure a lot of athletes probably do that, at least ones that take their craft very seriously.
I don't know. Now that I've been watching, what is it? Up in Smoke, All Smoke.
Yeah. Well, no, those guys are different. Those guys, there's a lot of them that
Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson tell stories about going to practice from the club.
Yeah.
Like, I've never understood that. How could you be at a club till 6 a.m? Like, I've stayed up like 2 or 3 times. I've stayed up all night gambling in Vegas.
Mm.
But to be at a club all night, because I know they get there, and I know what you're saying, younger people who are listening. Oh, Ralph, you don't understand. They get there at like 2 a.m. I get it, but that's still 4 or 5 hours at a club.
4 or 5 hours, though, you could run through that at a club pretty quick.
I guess. I don't know. I'm an old man. Let's read a couple of text messages to get Samuel out of here.
Let's see. I got one here for you. It says, Ralph, what's your thoughts on Phillip Rivers coming out of retirement?
It's the dumbest thing I've ever heard of. And I just pray he doesn't get seriously injured.
That's if he plays, too. If Riley Leonard is anywhere near healthy, they said they're playing him instead.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. This is all just a backup just in case it doesn't work out.
Well, I'll steal from Dan Patrick, who I heard say, you're telling me that they couldn't find anybody better or younger than Phillip Rivers?
Well, you know who's taking this as a slap to the face?
Tom Brady?
Cam Newton. He's never actually retired from the NFL. He's still in the NFL solely for stuff like this.
Yeah, but Cam's career ended worse than Phillip Rivers. He got beat up for years. I got to get out of here. For Chris Burdick, I'm Ralph Bailey. That's what's really going on. Ralph, to you tomorrow!
This is AM 1180 KERN Green Acres. This is 96.1 FM Bakersfield. Online at KERNradio.com.
News this hour from Town Hall. I'm Keith Peters in Washington. There's been a key redistricting vote in Indiana.
Indiana Republicans have blocked President Trump's redistricting push in a rare break with the White House.
19 ayes, 31 noes. The bill has been defeated.
In a resounding rejection of a pressure campaign from President Donald Trump, Indiana Republican senators voted down a new congressional map created to give the GOP an advantage in the upcoming 2026 election. 21 senators from the Republican supermajority in the chamber's 10 Democrats voted against the map. The map would have split the city of Indianapolis into 4 districts. I'm Haya Panjwani.
Questions about aviation safety are dogging a massive defense bill that's before Congress. Correspondent Jennifer King reports.
The 3,000-page National Defense Authorization Bill was passed Wednesday by the House, but senators are pushing for changes. Federal crash investigators and victims' families warned that provisions in the legislation would make flying less safe. The bill currently allows military helicopters to fly without broadcasting their locations, which would undo reforms put in place after January's deadly collision between a passenger plane and a military